Good morning and welcome to the morning news on TV3 Newday. My name is Na Ashoko. Coming up, the Constitution Review Committee proposes a 5-year presidential term to allow governments more time to govern effectively. Unionized workers of Electricity Company of Ghana express worry over government's plan to appoint advisor to manage retail collection of electricity bills. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice to file fresh charges against embattled Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Bernard Intwi Boesiako, over possible cause of financial loss to the state, amounting to 24 million Ghana cedis. And now the details. The Constitution Review Committee has proposed a 1-year extension of Ghana's presidential term, recommending a shift from the current 4-year tenure to a 5-year term to allow governments more time to govern effectively. Presenting the committee's report to the President on Monday, December 22nd, Chairman of the committee, Professor Henry Kwesi Prempeh, clarified that the proposal does not include a 3rd term for presidents.
The committee had been gathering national feedback on proposed changes to several parts of Ghana's 1992 constitution for months. With the powers of the Attorney General, Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh said the committee wants the powers of the Attorney General reviewed and some taken away and given to an ethics commission to handle cases of corruption. In the view of the committee, it is to give the Attorney General free hands to do international arbitration in big constitutional cases. President Mahama and the NDC have come under intense criticism lately for a 3rd term agenda, especially from the main opposition MPP. The committee in its work says Ghanaians did not favor a 3rd term bid.
Yeah, we couldn't find a place for a 3rd term for the president. So you know, we looked and looked and looked. We couldn't find. I mean, we realized that the president himself doesn't like it. You know, nobody really seems to like it. There wasn't much of a demand for it at all. The only thing about that was the invitation for us to clarify ambiguity, and we didn't even want to go there. We didn't think that 66.2 raised any issues in terms of ambiguity, so we kept it the way it is. However, we believe we took to heart the recommendations that we got from many of the eminent persons that we met, including some who have occupied your seat, that the 4-year term was short. It was too short. And we also then learned that the emerging global norm was 5. And that even in the region, we in Nigeria have the lowest. I mean, 4 is pretty low. So we're proposing an extension by 1 more year.
The president thanked the committee for their work done, assuring them of implementation of the recommendations.
We're moving from the constitutional review process into the implementation process. And so early next year, we would announce an implementation committee. And of course, we're going to call some of you to come and serve on that committee because we need that institutional memory transferred into the implementation.
And the Bank of Ghana has commended the Finance Ministry for overseeing the passage of an amendment to the bill for the central bank, indicating that it will ensure the country no longer faces financial crisis. Ghana's parliament on Thursday, December 18, approved amendments to the Bank of Ghana Act, imposing stricter limits on central bank financing of the government to safeguard its independence.
The Bank of Ghana Amendment Bill 2025 bars the central bank from buying government securities on the primary market and redefines emergency provisions that previously allowed officials to bypass a 5% lending cap tied to the prior year's revenues. Speaking at a listing ceremony by First Atlantic Bank at the Ghana Stock Exchange, Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama expressed optimism that this will forestall future crises, including the infamous Domestic Debt Exchange Program, DDEP.
I'm sure yesterday you heard about Parliament passing the amendment to the Bank of Ghana Act. Those new legislations, they will guarantee that we no longer go back to another DDEP. We no longer go back to the crisis that confronted us as a country yet again.
Meanwhile, Dr. Johnson Isiama has projected headline inflation to end the year 2025 hovering around 5%.
Inflation has declined to 6.3% as at the end of November 2025. We expect it to go further down towards 5% by the end of December. And this will be the lowest level in many years in Ghana.
The First Atlantic Bank's listing marks an end to the GSE's 7-year IPO drought, boosting investor confidence. Abena Moa is managing director of the exchange.
First Cal Bank with 900 million and now First Atlantic Bank with over 700 million. In the last 2 months, two companies have raised over 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. So the first myth that's broken is that there's no money in Ghana. There is money.
And tension is mounting among more than 8,000 workers of the Electricity Company of Ghana over government's plans to appoint a transaction advisor to manage the retail collection of electricity bills. Speaking exclusively to our Labour Affairs correspondent, Daniel Opoku in Accra, the General Secretary of the PUWU, Timothy Nyame, expressed deep concern over this development.
Earlier this year, government stepped back from direct interference in the operations of ECG, a move that allowed management and workers to improve revenue mobilization and reduce system losses. As a result, ECG losses dropped from 27% to 24%, while revenue increased significantly from 1.4 billion cedis to 1.75 billion cedis. Finance Minister Dr. Keza Tuforsen presented the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament on Thursday, November 13, announced that there has been a significant improvement in the Electricity Company of Ghana's revenue. He explained that revenues have risen by almost 90% from 900 million cedis to 1.7 billion per month due to better enforcement of cash waterfall mechanism. However, the Public Utilities Workers Union says it is surprised by reports that the government is now considering the appointment of a transaction advisor to take control of revenue collection. According to PU, the proposed arrangement threatens the progress so far made and could destabilize the company. General Secretary of PU, Timothy Nyame, has therefore kicked against the move, urging government to reconsider the decision in the interest of industrial harmony.
The enthusiasm to which the workers started work across the nation, I tell you, there are committees in place from the national to the regional to the district level where everybody is working. We have this situation where we monitor operations that at anywhere there's a problem, we quickly run to the place to make sure that we fix things. Now, these are the workers who have geared up and they are working, making sure that there's power should be stable throughout this unit time. For them to hear that you are bringing a transitional advisor, we don't even know what the person is coming to do.
He cautioned that failure to halt the appointment could disrupt the current peaceful industrial climate at ECG.
The workers of ECG will resist any attempt by any individual or group of individuals to try to come and annex any part of ECG for their own in the name of private sector participation. There's private sector participation already in place in ECG. So why do you need somebody to come and operate in the retail end and collect the money for what?
And the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, has announced that the state will prosecute Wontumi Farms and its directors for alleged financial crimes involving the Ghana Export-Import Bank. Addressing journalists at the Accountability Series, Dr. Ayine said investigations conducted by the Economic and Organized Crimes Office have uncovered sufficient evidence to support charges of defrauding by false pretenses, forgery, and causing financial loss to the state.
Our investigations established that Chairman Wontumi had approached Kasama Enterprise, an industrial equipment dealer, and obtained an invoice with a promise to return to purchase the said equipment. He never went back to purchase the equipment. Instead, and this is where the criminal enterprise began, he forged the invoice he obtained from Kasama Enterprise by removing the word invoice and replacing it with receipt. This forged receipt was then submitted to Exim Bank as proof that he had purchased the equipment after the disbursement of the loan facility. Investigations established that Chairman Wontumi did not purchase any equipment and as such could not register any equipment in the joint names of Exim Bank and Wontumi Farms Limited as per the loan conditions, even though funds were disbursed to him to that effect, a contract, but constitute acts of criminality by no means a person than the regional chairman of the then ruling party. In the circumstances and the face of the evidence we have gathered in this investigation, thoroughly conducted by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, we have made the decision to prosecute Wontumi Farms and its directors with defrauding by false pretenses, forgery, and causing financial loss to the state in the sum of 24,255,735 Ghana cedis.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General has announced that the leader of the Liberal Party of Ghana, Kofi Akpaloo, will be charged with alleged forgery and related offenses. This allows and follows investigations into alleged financial impropriety involving Cocoa Board Feeder Roads contract.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the case involving Mr. Percival Akpaloo of the Liberal Party of Ghana, the Financial Intelligence Center flagged and filed a suspicious transaction report with First Bank Ghana Limited regarding transactions on an account belonging to Poma Universal Ghana Limited. That is a company owned by the said Kofi Akpaloo. Following the STR, that is a suspicious transaction report by the FIC, the Economic and Organized Crime began an investigation into the matter. Ekua Poma also alleged that Akpaloo forged her signature on the Cocoa Board contract using her former name, Mercy Owusu, to secure the agreement without her authorization. First Bank Ghana Limited conducted an internal investigations and corroborated the fraud allegations that we have made, concluding that Akpaloo knowingly misrepresented ownership of the checks and deposited them into the wrong account. The bank acknowledged operational failures in detecting the discrepancies between the check payee names and the account numbers. The suspects who have been investigated are Percival Kofi Akpaloo, Poma Ghana Limited, the Poma with the H, and Delvin Akpaloo, his wife. That is the spouse of Kofi Akpaloo. The evidence shows that they engage in various criminal offenses, including stealing, forgery, and money laundering. And they will be charged by my office, again, as I said, upon resumption of work after the Christmas holidays.
The Accra High Court has varied bail terms of former National Petroleum Authority Chief Executive Officer Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others. Per the previous bail conditions, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, Jacob Kwamina, and Wendy Newman were to report to the registrar of the court, while the remaining were to report to the registry. My colleague Lord Edwasari has more.
The former National Petroleum Authority CEO, Mustafa Abdul Hamid, and the 9 other accused persons are standing trial for multiple offences, including extortion, abuse of public office, and money laundering. They have pleaded not guilty and are on a 2 million Ghana cedi bail each with 3 sureties. In court on Monday, December 22, lawyers for the former National Petroleum Authority CEO were expecting to move a motion to strike out the charges against their client, having served the other accused persons with the application. But before they could proceed, Presiding Judge Justice Audrey Kokuvite indicated that there was an application to vary the bail conditions filed by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, as well as an affidavit in opposition to the application to strike out the charge. Counsel for Mustafa Hamid, Joseph Penka, as well as the lawyers for the other 9 accused persons all opposed the grant of variation of bail conditions. In exercising her discretion, however, Justice Kokuvite granted the variation of bail application and subsequently ordered all the accused persons to report to the investigators, which is the Office of the Special Prosecutor, every Tuesday until the final determination of the matter in court. Lawyer Joseph Kemka for Mustafa Abdul Hamid then prayed for leave of the court to enable them file their written submissions with regards to the application to strike out the charges against his client, after noting that the grounds of his application were found in law. Principal Prosecutor Adelaide Kubri Wood with the OSP also prayed the court for leave to file their written submissions. Lawyers for the 9 accused persons also made similar prayers to file their affidavits. The case has since been adjourned to January 14, 2026 for continuation. Lodido Asari, TV3 News, Accra.
And now 3 affiliate unions of the Trades Union Congress say the 2025 Labour Front has been overshadowed by rising utility tariffs despite the 9% salary increment announced earlier in the year. The Teachers and Education Workers Union, the Health Services Workers Union, and the Construction and Building Materials Workers Union described 2025 as a difficult year for workers, arguing that the recent tariff increases will wipe out the gains made from the salary increments.
According to the unions, while some progress was recorded in the conclusion of conditions of service negotiations and the rollout of government's big push infrastructure agenda, the cost of living pressures have dampened worker morale. Union leaders say the announcement of higher utility tariffs significantly eroded workers' confidence, stressing that the 9% salary increment has been rendered meaningless by rising electricity and water costs. Speaking to our Labour Affairs correspondent Daniel Opoku, General Secretary of the Teachers and Education Workers Union, King James Azotiba, said the situation has left many workers frustrated and disillusioned. He acknowledged that government addressed some long-standing grievances and the signing of their conditions of service, but insisted the impact of tariff hikes have fueled anger among workers.
Our 4 major conditions of service that have been pending, we can say that we have got 3.5 over 4, and we are hoping to get 4 over 4 before the end of the year. And so for me and the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, we can say it had our struggles had paid off. Coming to the front, yes, we also know the other challenge of labor is our base pay and minimum wage of 9% that we got for the negotiation, which every Ghanaian worker is not happy.
Meanwhile, the Deputy General Secretary of the Health Services Workers Union, Patricia Trineboa, expressed concern that many health workers were shortchanged in 2025. She warned that organized labor, particularly health sector workers, may not be able to guarantee industrial peace going to 2026 if economic pressures persist.
During the year, the Labour Front has been very calm, cordial, because we realize that we are dealing with a new government, and we also believe in social dialogue. And I believe because we concentrated much on social dialogue, that has also helped the Labour Front.
In a related development, General Secretary of the Construction and Building Materials Workers Union, Richard Asamoah, highlighted challenges facing contractors, citing persistent delays in the payment of contract sums. He noted that the payment delays have affected project delivery and the livelihoods of workers within the construction sector.
The thing I saw also about 2025 was about the payment of contractors, and I keep on saying this. You see, at one time we had the opportunity to meet the finance minister, and he made it clear that he had paid contractors. At another point, the contractors were also saying, no, we've not been paid. And this is something we at times don't understand as to why there's this hula baloo. And we are saying that with a big push which has also come, we believe that government will see to it that jobs are speed up.
And in some rather unfortunate news, approximately 6 shops, including the famous Asanka restaurant at Top Ridge in Takoradi, have been destroyed by fire. Properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis were lost in the inferno, a situation exacerbated by a delayed response from the National Fire Service. According to eyewitnesses, the fire started around 9:45 p.m. in one of the shops within the enclave. Seidu, a security guard in the area, said the blaze resulted from an electrical explosion in one of the meters mounted on one of the shops. Within minutes, the fire had spread to 2 other shops nearby, blazing wildly. Local residents braved the odds to try to extinguish the flames, while others frantically attempted to contact the fire service. Frustration intensified as the fire continued to spread. News of the inferno went viral, prompting other shop owners to rush to the scene in an attempt to salvage what they could. By 10:42 p.m., 3 fire tenders had arrived at the scene, but the damage was already done. 2 shops were completely razed, with 4 others partially burnt. Fire officers spent approximately 30 minutes extinguishing the blaze. And that will be all for the morning news on TV3 Newday. The rest of New Day continues in a few minutes. And as my colleague George Kwame always says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. My name is Na Ashoko. We'll be right back. I love it.
I'm praying for you because I'm praying. It's full of prayer. I'm in a period of prayer. Stop it.
That's the best gift you can give anyone.
Just stop it.
I'm
in a period of. Listen, but let me tell you. No.
People
you listen.
are working
By this time, those who are not going to work, they are watching.
Listen.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you for joining us. You should listen.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm listening.
You remember the prayer you prayed for me this year on my birthday?
Yes.
It's actually the prayer that has kept me through all year.
It's manifesting.
Exactly.
God be praised.
It's manifested and it's still manifesting. So I don't need more prayer for December. I need a Christmas gift.
That's why you were going with that prayer.
Yeah. I didn't see that
one.
Yeah.
That was a smart one. That was a smart one. That was a smart one.
Wow.
I feel that way.
No, I feel like the color number.
The color number.
You see, Cookie, if you dodge one too tight, then the guy won't come cause trouble.
Anyway.
Old man like me, they won't worry me.
Who's the old man?
Me. Grandfather. Is a Hamatan.
Wow. What's the cream?
Yeah, but even when I use the shea butter, you know the butter well. Yeah. But how are you? You look good.
Thank you very much.
I went to National cosplay.
The gutter.
Not to blame.
Okay. You got it right this time.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Wow.
No,
because you always say
the whole year you haven't got it right.
Or something weird like that. Yeah, the gods are not to blame. It was very nice.
The gods must be crazy.
Wow. Yeah,
it's a movie.
The gods must be crazy.
No, but we all know the gods are not to blame. It was one of the books recommended for literature study. I didn't read literature. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And the way you tend to go within yourself, especially for your time. Then you wail, not cry, wail as a character in the.
Hey, now I have a question.
Yeah.
Who brought you those flowers that you posted after your performance?
Oh, someone who came to watch the show. Somebody came to watch the show. And she said, "Where can I find you tomorrow? Where can I find you tomorrow?" Her name is Mina.
Okay.
And she said, "Where can I find you tomorrow?" And then she sends me flowers.
It's okay. I just
you wanted to know, so I'm telling you.
Mina.
But
Mina, thank you very much for sending our flowers whilst we can still smell them.
Yeah, it was so nice. You know, in theater, if you presented flowers after a show, I don't know if that's where the expression "give her flowers" comes from.
Give her flowers.
But if you presented flowers after a show, it means that. Yeah,
it means
it meant so much to me. I like flowers, but flowers after a performance.
So was it a white person who presented it to a normal black man?
Normal black woman. Did you say you like flowers? Ganyobi, you like flowers?
Yeah, I do.
Seriously?
I like plants. Okay,
so
I like
you're
plants.
very different. You are refined, Ganyobi.
So the sobolo and all those.
No, I can't. Are we on that? I'm a small flowers.
What's more?
No, I'm asking. Is it a black person who gave you the flowers?
Yes, a black
white.
No.
Black woman.
I don't know when I will give somebody flowers.
How?
For what?
For what?
Because I haven't encountered any man or woman in Ghana who, as part of an appreciation, will collect flowers.
I do collect. I love my flowers.
Roland, don't do that.
Listen,
I never knew
Roland, don't do that.
I love my flowers. Send me a bouquet.
Who is
Kante? Me and I say.
No, but the way you treat me on the show.
What do you understand?
I don't understand. Ashoko has
I don't even understand what you are saying.
Ashoko has told us that she's Ganyobi Tete, so she doesn't like some things. That's why I'm asking if she really loves flowers.
I like flowers.
Haven't you been in this studio where we've received flowers before, honey? Excuse you.
Fantastic.
But Cookie, the kind of flowers Cookie likes is different from the kind of flowers I like.
What do you like?
I like flowers, but you like kontomire, Anna.
How?
Spinach.
But look, a lot of things have been happening. So apart from Shatta Wale show in Ashege, we also had Zama Disco.
Zama Disco.
Went
me and Remu.
And I didn't think the show will be. I saw the post that it was sold out.
Excuse you.
Oh wait. Right. I saw the post sold out.
Okay.
But I didn't know I would see the magnitude of the crowd.
Let me tell you what I think happened.
Let
me tell you what I think happened.
The Black Messiah of our time, Black Sherif.
Yes.
And I watched the videos as a playback.
We knew it was going to sell out. So when it sold out, it was not surprising. So I was at two events back to back. So I was at the boxing event, a legacy boxing event, where of course worldwide to the worldwide.
So is it true
worldwide
that
to the worldwide. Pacho Sana. Well, I was the VAR photographs and videos we saw suggest that he beat him.
Yeah.
But from where I sat, I didn't see it happen live.
The biting.
Yeah, I sat in front though, but I didn't see the biting happen. Maybe. Yeah.
But did worldwide really beat him?
He beat him. Let me tell you what happened. Okay. So basically, when you watch the game, Worldwide came with a strategy. He was dodging, he was very quick on his feet, and he seemed to deliberately irritate his opponent. So if you watch the game, I mean, Worldwide did a lot of dodging, and all his punches were landing. Well, most of his punches were landing directly on the
but you know she boxes
on his opponent.
Please give us one of Nas TikTok videos in the gym.
However,
do the face, Alexa, do the face.
However, his opponent, Mark Freezy, I tell you, he's an excellent boxer.
Freezy Mark
He was an excellent boxer. Most of the time, he was trying to knock out his opponent. He was trying to knock out Worldwide. Yeah. So he was
bent on doing it.
The whole time he was punching. But his punches were not landing. And if you know anything about boxing, you know that if you punch and it doesn't land, it actually wears you out. It's more exhausting if your punches don't land than when they do land. So after, I think about the third or fourth round, in fact, the fifth round, you could see that Worldwide was tired. And Mark Freezy was irritated because that is when the clenching started. After every two or three punches, Worldwide went ahead to clench or hug Mark Freezy. And Mark Freezy, in those hugs, was still trying to punch.
Freezy like Mark Bones.
You know when you are tired in boxing, that's when you start hugging, right? So instead of taking advantage to also rest, he was still fighting, like he was still punching. So by the time we got to the 6th, 7th round,
he was frustrated.
One thing I appreciated though was that in the stadium, it appeared that Mark Freezy had the fans.
That's
because anytime Mark Freezy landed a punch, the whole stadium.
You know, he's good on social media interactions.
But Worldwide did not have that kind of support. So where I sat, it was me and like 3 other people who were supporting Worldwide. So every time
would have to do a lot more to propel their.
But let me tell you, outside the stadium. After the match, they jogged from the stadium to Buko. It was so nice to see. Okay, so I digress.
But Shatawale performed at that event.
Yes, he did.
But you know, the actual act, didn't get as much hype as the Mark Freezy bout. And then the one with Alote and then the Philippine guy.
Yes.
I went actually to support the girls. The 2 girls fought.
I don't like
Chiamaka.
girls in boxing though.
Why?
I think it's not for women. You
why?
know?
Why not?
I think some things are just for men only, in
Why?
all honesty.
Why not?
I mean, you see the punches and, you know, we've got assets.
But men also have assets, don't they?
At least. It's hidden, Kakra.
This is serious.
Yeah, dear, no.
You don't like
but you
boxing for women.
You cannot punch.
No,
because of assets.
I don't, not just that. You see, the later defects that it gives all these boxes, I don't
But
think
the
I'm
men
one
also
for
get
it.
these later defects.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So imagine the men and then a woman. No, I'm not one for it though. No,
well,
no.
It's a sport.
Football, yes.
It's a sport.
Any
yeah.
other sport, yes.
Sport.
But boxing and wrestling.
But the
for
girls'
women,
match was nice, and I should say shout to Chiamaka and Ama. The 2 girls who fought. Ama won by just 2 points against Chiamaka. It was a nice match.
When did you start loving boxing like that?
I'm a very calm lady.
But you know that tomorrow I'm dishing out money in this place. Tomorrow is 24.
How much are you giving?
30,000 Ghana cedis tomorrow.
For Christmas.
30,000 cedis tomorrow. 30,000 Ghana cedis.
In one day?
Yes, in one day. 30,000. Now, almost I encourage me, Grandpa. I've said it already. I have made 50,000.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yes.
To how many people?
So this is what's going to happen. May dream home because person will cook also. Do you understand? Yes, I want as many people to be able to buy their Christmas
The Honorable Eriko Poko, the agriculture needs to hear this.
Yes, in
as an attachment.
Yes, as an attachment.
Hey. So we want to encourage farming.
Exactly. Yeah. Me person me mo be at 200 no mo fan kwaton kuko china. Do you understand?
Now go back with 200.
Oh yes, he say 200
okay.
cedis. She say 200. It is a big crampo aba form.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Oh, Nancy and one shada. So we are in 2025. It's in the one shada. Yes, resetting. Star 439 hash. Star 43. But and then so bet me we need you. And bet me we need 1,000 Ghana cedis. And today you
that's
choose
4 chickens.
Yes. Into what? No, 5 chickens
5
actually.
Chickens.
Yes. So today you choose option 2, which is the TV3 option to win 1,000 Ghana cedis. But tomorrow is the big one. 30,000 Ghana cities, including in Nkukor and Kitekete.
Did you hear the...
When is Stone Boys show?
28. Yes, please.
Okay, and we're also...
All White Party.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the beach edition.
Okay, but when is his show as well?
24th.
24th.
Oh, the Beam concert,
yes,
you mean? 24th. And the stars are arriving already.
Okay.
Yesterday, Peter got
tomorrow.
into town.
Okay.
No, that's not tomorrow.
24th.
Tomorrow's 24th?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's 24th?
Yeah.
You don't know. Bring her water.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, because
time
tomorrow is the
have a good year.
Yeah, tomorrow's 24th.
Christmas Day is on Thursday. Christmas Day is on Thursday. So on the 28th, I'm excited. The All White Party.
All of us are attending.
The All White Party
is coming.
Roland, I overheard your order for the white linen that you were ordering. He ordered white linen.
Fantastic. And the starch is the cassava one.
The one that when you hang on a dry line, you don't need pegs to hold it. A bit of me will dry line. So we are ready for the All White Party.
I've gotten it ready.
We're ready for the All White Party. All White Party. This is the party to end the year.
Don't call me.
But aside Roland, no one else is allowed to wear linen. Please. Wear jeans.
What are we supposed to wear, baby? What are we supposed to wear?
And you know, Sam George has always attended the All White Party over the last 3-4 years.
But you know, about the table. Sam George likes to turn up.
Sam George, good morning to you.
Table packages.
Exactly, the table packages. So we've got the platinum.
Fantastic.
We've got the diamond. And we've got the gold as well. If you buy the platinum table, it's going for 20,000. And listen, our tables are some of the cheapest I've seen.
Yeah.
Have you seen some other tables in town? So this one, you need to take advantage. Exactly. So a bottle of champagne, a bottle of premium whiskey or cognac, 2 bottles of Prosecco, 2 bottles of wine, packs of beer, soft drink and mixer, bottles of water, plates of grills per guest, dinner per guest by Labadi Beach Hotel. And that's going for 20,000 Ghana cedis and only a platinum table. No?
Yeah, table.
Now for the
10.
diamond, it seats 10 people. Yes. 10 people. Now the diamond seats 8 people, 2 bottles of Prosecco, a bottle of cognac, 2 bottles of wine, packs of beer, soft drinks, bottles of water, plates of grills per guest, and dinner per guest by Labadi. That's 15,000 Ghana cedis. This one, I'm not sure if we still have some. The gold seats, 10,000. I'm not sure, but you can call this morning so we check it out for you. Bottle of Prosecco, 1 bottle of whiskey, 2 bottles of wine, packs of beer, soft drink, bottles of water, dinner by Labadi Beach Hotel. And on top of that, you are getting Kofi Kenata, you are getting Jackie, and you are getting a Storm Boy. 28th, Charlie, I beg you, you need to be at the Labadi Beach Hotel, 8 p.m. sharp. Let me give you the numbers to call. These numbers are very important. This morning, right now, pick up your phones and call 0531 100 927 or 0532 200 927. Mama sensi subium. 053 100 927 or 053 200 927. The all white 3FM all white party. Those of you who haven't seen Johnny in a long while, Johnny has been on leave, but Johnny is going to be at this party on Osunilin in already.
Opening actor now.
Johnny, or you're more than opening actor. I bet Johnny's by Christmas edition. So please be on the
Stone
lookout.
Boy is coming.
Yes,
Jackie is coming.
Yes, the one and only Kofi Kinata.
Yeah.
You know, I love Kofi Kinata.
I love him, and
I love the work he puts in his lyricism.
He's
you know,
amazing.
I appreciate what his lyricism. Yeah, I love Kofi Kinata.
All right.
It's because of I'm going for
Charlie Gaiji has sent me message.
Gaiji cantonment. Get connected.
Yes. Gaiji said.
Gaiji has stopped sending me messages. So.
Me cry. These days, one. When you go for fun, I don't get it. But anyway, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to y'all. That's what he says. Y'all. Wishing y'all hope, peace, and joy through him.
Gaiji, are you in town?
He says all things. Maybe he's back.
He might have traveled.
Maybe he's back.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Randa Shao.
It
says that Charlie Shatta has no size.
Yeah.
And the girls also fought. But were you at the ringside? Are you like nah?
Brother, let's know if you were the
What I know you
Is that Randa Shao?
Yeah, right.
Let's know.
And Justice Awute is also here. Lawyer Paddy. Hey, Lawyer Paddy. Prince Anaya York. Prince Anaya York says that on his birthday, now he bought because some colleagues bought him flowers instead of giving him proper gifts. Prince Anaya York.
Charlie, Christmas time and hampers. As an answer hampers and shada.
Some way.
I know they feel the.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Hamper, I did bottle water ship.
Oh yes.
Are we doing big issues today?
Yes, we're doing
what are you
big
doing?
issues today.
Randa say I watched on TV3 boxing or say I watched on TV3.
Yeah, well.
He had lawyer.
But we should say shouts to the organizers of that boxing match. It's
Legacy Rise.
I tell you, it's the best boxing match I have ever seen.
Right.
The experience was 10 over 10. From seating to protocol to the commentary to the girls who waved the numbers. Like the entire thing was, and the videos, these videos in between. Oh, this was also a very good match. Alote won this one. It was a very good match.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Yeah, it was a very very good one.
Did you record every match?
Or
just remember? I got there at 4 p.m. and it started at 7.
You can imagine.
So I watched everything.
She was engrossed in it.
I was really engrossed in it. Anyway, but shouts to Sharaf and Legacy
This is really
Rights.
good for Ghana. It's a very
it was
good
so
image
good
for Ghana.
And we had a lot of international people present. I don't know if they're just like year of return people who came.
No. It was
or
planned.
They came
it was
for
planned.
Yeah,
Yes, it was
okay.
planned.
Black Star Experience.
It was planned. And I can tell you this for free.
Black Star
I can tell you this for free that Mike Tyson was supposed to be in town.
Oh, no kidding.
Mike Tyson,
No
yes, was supposed
kidding.
to.
How did you know that?
I know that for sure. I know that for sure.
Well,
Mike Tyson
I'm not
was supposed to
surprised.
be in town. Another superstar was also supposed to be in town.
But they couldn't make it.
Yes, but I'll tell you why they put him off air.
This was so well planned, so well organized.
No, and the musicians is in town.
No, but Alote, this was Alote. Alote was awesome. Look, like this, it was pound for pound. This particular bout.
This is a Filipino.
Yeah, this is a Filipino. And he lost also by about 3 points. He's also a very good boxer. And Alote was playing defense most of the time.
Right.
But this Filipino, I've forgotten his name. He's so good.
Yeah.
And also shouts to Babu. One of the rounds, one of the games, Babu, the game ended under 1 minute. It was about 45 seconds. So about 55 seconds and the game ended.
This is beautiful.
It was nicely organized. So shouts to them.
And Shatta Pass too. For me, I love that Shatta Pass too. SM for life.
The face of boxing.
Liverpool fan, United Kingdom.
SM for life.
And believe me when I tell you, the stadium was full to capacity.
It was. We saw it. It was.
So people were
I love it that all the events this December are just getting filled up. And that's good. That's good.
But they should do better organizing.
I was going to say, and
we should go to the BIM concert too. I'll be there.
And we need to start having a conversation about sustainability. You know, people love Ghana. People love these things. And the events get so packed that you are not even sure which one to go for. But then at the end of the day, are these events very sustainable? Because considering the amount of money people pay for tables, for the tickets, and all of that, are we able to maintain this in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years? It's a whole conversation that we'll be getting into later. But
excellent point.
Ghana,
excellent
Ghana,
point.
We've done well.
But even for the now, we need to respect our audiences who attend these shows. Our patrons.
Yes,
thank you, Cookie.
our patrons.
We need to respect our patrons because for one of the shows that just ended, the kind of hustle that patrons had to go through to even redeem their tickets to access the gate.
It's crazy.
I went back home. I was telling you. I just left.
It's like they just sell the tickets and that's it. And however you enter is not the handling.
The handling
is really terrible.
We love our acts.
Sustainability. We need to really talk about it. And we need to talk about security as well.
And the treatment, the way patrons are treated by security. Because we've seen police officers beating up some patrons. We don't know what they did, so we can't really go into that. But the reviews by a lot of the patrons about how security handles them at the gate is also really something that we need to talk about. We love our acts, but we also need to be treated better. And the assumption that the people coming to watch these shows are just young people who have nothing. No. These shows are not cheap.
No, they are not.
They are not cheap. So we need to treat our patrons better and give them
the reminder that tomorrow also we have our carols service here, 9 lessons and carols right here in the studio. And some of the politicians you've seen all year round who've graced, especially the big issue, have been here for our big
Dr. Zato.
Exactly, we'll be here.
Dr. Zato will be here?
Yes,
he'll be reading one of the lessons.
Dr. Zato?
Yeah, he's also leading one of the carols.
Yeah. So it means tomorrow we're not doing. It means tomorrow we're not doing big issue.
No, tomorrow is 24th. No big issue.
Solo and
it's just
Zato
pure celebration
in the church.
they'll be leading
Solomon,
the carols as well
as good morning to you.
As well as reading the lessons.
Talking about the big issue in politics and current affairs. So the Constitutional Committee says that Ian Shifty are from 4 to 5. Do you agree?
The Constitutional Review
There's
Committee.
nothing wrong with
the term of office for president.
It's only that if you do a thorough assessment of what the recommendations are. It's really stripped the powers of the executive president. And it's what civil society and those who tend to watch the governance space have always advocated. Because, you know, the president will have to appoint the chair for the Electoral Commission, Supreme Court judges, indeed, judges of the Superior Courts. You know.
All that takes time. Takes time. So you agree for 5 years?
Well, 5 years is not bad. It's just that I've always held this notion that between the 5 to 7 years that were being clamored for, supposing you have an executive president who doesn't exercise decisions with discretion, and the way we've seen the pattern being, let's say, 2 terms, and that person has, let's say, 7 years. And so it means you're going to deal with that person for 14 years. Do you understand? Yeah. So you get stuck with a spouse that you hate just because you've gone through civil marriage. Right. And if you
you reserve the right to remove them after 7 years.
If you go for terms of divorce, then it also means that for that settlement, you have to pay a lot of alimony. And so, I mean, literally just trying to juxtapose that with what the reality is.
But in the same vein, if you have a good precedent,
so you get to enjoy the first term and like we've seen in the Fourth Republic, the second term as well. So that's the downside for it. But I think that 5 years is okay. It's just an additional 1 year.
Just 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's activate the phone lines now. Let's viewers also tell us what they think. Welcome to
the extension of the task recommended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very first caller is already on the telephone lines. Hello, good morning, and Merry Christmas to you.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Isa calling from Bole.
Okay, Isa, talk to us.
Cookie, I think what I'll ask you this morning because you were talking about Beam Nation.
Yes.
I want to know the name of his shoe that you last interviewed. What is the name of it?
It's called Amiri Bandana.
Amiri Bandana.
Debbie, not Amiri. It's Amiri. So it's a designer.
Amiri Bandana.
Yes, Amiri Bandana. That was the name of the shoe. Yes, Amiri Bandana.
That's who was wearing.
I said Amiri.
Can we get the picture of the shoe?
I'll show you.
Great.
Send it to Shadrach, so projectors. You know, Kim Promise also wears one. It's like Wellington boots. You know, some.
I think 4 years is
no, I don't know. I'm not asking. You know, I'm not a Gen Z, so.
Shadi, I'm sending it to you.
And then how our governance is. I think the first year they want to use it for appointments.
Okay.
And then the last year because of elections, I think they are always busy doing their elections.
Right.
Even the official work, final year of a government, I don't see that they are working.
Okay.
Everybody will be busy doing politics because they want to retain power. So it's good for Ghanaians, for us to come together to go for the 5.
Okay.
I think former President Kufuor tried this. But what's interesting about this is that the sitting president will not enjoy that.
Right.
So why will not accept that?
Okay.
At the end of the day, if it's the sitting president that will enjoy that, you will say that, that's his special interest, that he wants power. But he will not enjoy it. It's just like this, presidential jet that others said they shouldn't buy. The old man will not enjoy it. But the country remains Ghana.
Right.
And tomorrow we'll get president, tomorrow next we'll get president.
Okay.
So sometimes if a certain president is bringing some policies, think twice and embrace it.
Okay.
I think that is my contribution.
All right, your point has been made. Thank you very much. And the shoe you asked about, Stonebwoy shoe he wore for his graduation is about to hit your screens, and it's called Amiri. Amiri bandana.
Roland, never fatao.
That was what? No, I beg you.
Roland, you look very nice.
Guarantee,
Imagine Roland wearing this and shorts.
Yes. So this is what was under the trousers that day.
Charlie play Stonebwoy so nanwe.
No cover, Amiri bandana. And I'm sure, listen, we're all going to tell Stonebwoy to repeat this shoe for the all-white party.
Yeah, 28th.
Yes, you need to, Stonebwoy, please, if you are watching,
from 8 p.m.
Mama Lou, I know you are watching this morning, so please tell Stone that on the 28th, Labadi Beach Hotel, I was also a repeated shoe way.
For the 3FM
the nation has not had enough.
You said this one is called what?
Amiri bandana.
Amiri bandana.
So that's the Amiri down there. That's the bandana
and
down.
The bandana is out there. You understand?
All white party. All white party.
Tables going for 20,000, 15,000, and 10,000. 20,000, 15,000, and 10,000. Come and buy, oh! Come and buy. Come and buy. Come and buy.
Okay. What have you eaten this morning?
Hey, Charlie, pick this call. Pick this call. Pick this call.
Alaji, how are you? Yeah, how are you?
Fine.
No, Desiba.
It's not Desiba. He's not interested in talking to you.
Please, it's not Quikiti, it's Kukiti. Say Kukiti.
Kukiti.
Because I heard Quickie tea, that's why.
I know, I don't say Quickie. I say Kukiti.
Oh, I apologize, Alaji.
Now, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Alaji?
I hope everything's well.
All is well. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm still in Accra.
Oh, lovely.
Hey, but tomorrow I'll go.
Okay. Safe travels.
Tomorrow I'll go back.
Safe travels back. All right. What are your thoughts on...
Let me say shout out to the people of the Jubilee House. Especially Kanifa and Mr. Ima and Bawa Sanatu. Just send my listen to them. And Shamima Muslim and he has Bahalaja Lasan. And Chairman of Koso Ampofo. And Chief of Staff Honorable Deborah and Dr. Abu Kungu. Just send my listen to them. If they amended the Constitution and President can go for the 5 years, that's good. I will be happy and they amended. And President John Dramani even no go for the third time. There's no any room for the third time. But if they amend Constitution and Constitutional review say they should go for 5 years, that's good. But Ghanaians, it will be like if somebody thinking about the vote for the third time, it will be like that person wants to call different constitutional decisions for himself. But let's look forward and look how we can build the better country. If any person comes to govern the country well, we need to add more years to that person. Simple.
I see.
But like President Akufo-Addo, if we give him 5 years, he will collapse our country. So we need to look about how we can do our things.
I see.
And so God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Alaji. Merry Christmas.
Kwamina
Thank you for calling.
Ahafo Atroyensia says, good morning, Kukiti and the team. The millions of Ghanaians this year will enjoy Christmas, all because of the cost of living under the current NDC government. It is very good. Merry Christmas in advance to Ahafo Regional Minister, Honorable Charity Gardner. Yo, Kwamina Acidity, we hear you. More messages coming in. Gaiji, I see you. Gaiji says shoe no $1,400 US.
Anyway, Abu has now joined us on the phone lines. Hello, Abu.
Yeah. Good morning, my sister. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Abu. Welcome to the show.
Long time. We've been working on your phone. So difficult to get through this time.
Oh, so sorry. I'm glad you've been able to get through.
Yeah. It's not easy. I've been trying so long time, every day.
Well, you're welcome to
Today,
the show
I'm
now.
finally, I'll get through.
Yes, we're happy.
Let me use the opportunity to greet my regional minister, the fantastic regional minister, Igwe number 2, and then the incoming another gentleman, MC Majira Kubu Efia. The man is doing perfect well in the Efia constituency.
Okay.
So I tell you, the president have to reward him, and then the regional minister, and then my regional chairman, Chairman Bolu. And then let me use the opportunity to greet another guy, the Ghana Gas. Yeah, the PRO, Kirk Mason, communication officer. He's also doing the perfect.
Abu, let's go. Yeah, on the review committee. Yes.
Yeah, the Constitution Review Committee. In fact, I disagree with them for 5 years.
Okay, why is that?
I think that 4 years is better. Mahama have shown an example. In his first 4 years, Mahama did a wonderful work. Marvel, and this time too. First year, this is what His Excellency John Dramani is doing perfectly. So unless somebody is so lazy, so I think we should maintain that 4 years. So rather to concentrate how do they call it? You see, like Akufo-Addo, how he sits now. The corruption that Kenafrato can't even prosecute him unless you have to wait for 3 years or how many years before we ask him about money. I think that court have to be taken out from the constitution so that after he exit, any wrong, then they will prosecute you to take our money back.
Okay.
To give 5 years, then Akufo-Addo become a president again, or to get somebody like Akufo-Addo to become a president again. So we are going to suffer for almost 10 years.
Okay, thank you.
10 years, so I think 4 years is okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Abu. Thank you, Abu. We have another caller waiting to join us. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Yusuf. I'm calling from Safari.
Yusuf, welcome to the show.
Thank you, please.
What are your thoughts on the 5-year term?
TV3, I just want to find out something. You help find out why is it that this African Cup is ongoing, and it's very, very difficult to access it in any television channel in Ghana, particularly non-paid television fees. In non-paid television televisions, why is this way? We can't access it. It is very difficult to access any match in most of the channels in Ghana. Why?
Well, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that we bring you live updates of TV3 Sports on all of our programs. And so you can keep watching TV3 for all the updates on the African Cup. Yeah.
Okay. You please come again. I've not heard you.
I said you can follow TV3 across all platforms for updates from the AFCON. Bilishin has been bringing us updates both on social media and on air. And so for updates, you'll get it on TV3. Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay. Mubarak S. Sakwa says, if a president cannot deliver in the 4 years the Constitution already allows, what difference will the extra 1 year make? Extra time never changes incompetence into competence. What matters is the inherent quality and effectiveness in leadership, not the length of the stay. Imagine a scenario where a leader of Nana Ado's caliber remained in power for 5 or even 10 years. Extending the mandate of an underperforming administration would only prolong the same problems. Mubarak K. Sakwa sent in that one. And Kwamina Acidity says, Roland, the extension of the presidential term to 5 years is unacceptable, and the most important recommendation in the report of the Constitutional Review Committee is to separate ministers from Parliament. MPs cannot be appointed as ministers or deputies. Merry Christmas in advance to AHAF Original Minister, Honorable Charity Gardner.
Well, so a couple of messages also coming through. Let me say good morning to you, Engineer Samuel. Wish you all the best for the day. This one is coming from Randa Shao and says that SM for life. I agree with the caller. 4 years is not enough for proper and excellent governance. The first is normally used for appointments and the last years are focused on election. Let's do the 5 years for the president to have enough time to build Ghana for all of us. And then this one says, okay, this one is justice. Oh, Charlie, people, they use President Akufo-Addo as standard for bad leadership. Oh, justice. Justice. Zil is doing good morning to you. And then Prince Anthony York says, we must uphold the 4-year term limit, ensure a national development plan is properly in place and guided, and see that policies are effectively implemented. If the national development plan is faithfully followed, the country will achieve greatness. Even if we end up with a poor president, we should patiently endure the 4-year term and vote him out. Merry Christmas in advance to everybody else right here in the studio, and then also Media General as well. We have others also coming through. Araba Seguamoni says that it's an interesting outcome and recommendation, especially not only the extension of the 4 years to 5 years for the president, but also the election of MMDCs. Sometimes I wonder if, let's say, we have a party in power and they have mostly MMDCs who are elected in a stronghold of the opposition, how would they ensure that they facilitate the government that is in office programs? It's something we all need to think about. However it is, what is approved, we will all accept. Araba Seguamoni says that the mom, Mrs. Noel Money of the St. Andrew Anglican Church, Abuso-Okan, celebrated the birthday. And so good morning to you, celebrant Mrs. Noel Money of the St. Andrew Anglican Church, Abuso-Okan. You're 61 years today. It's coming from Araba. It's coming from Emmanuel, Valentine, and the rest of the family as well. Okay.
All right.
Greetings,
let me read some messages coming in.
Edujita Maklo, Efoga. God bless you so much. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
All right, landlord from Bulgadi line greets you, Roland and Cookie, and he says that is not necessary. They should concentrate on building good, effective systems that will reduce greed in politics and provide policies that would ensure equality. 4 years is appropriate for now. I would rather suggest that we make it possible for leaders to perform well, to go beyond 2 terms. If 60% plus 1 and above, or the voter population wishes it so, then it should be so. All right, more messages coming in. This one says, to a larger extent, I agree with most of the recommendations by the CRC. I'm however disappointed that the committee did not consider a margin to win the presidential election. We need to make it at least 50% votes and in at least 50% of all the regions. And that's from BT Sly, sending that in.
Well, sending you a reminder out there that there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University. It's a strong South African university and a brand of ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTech in Ghana, City Guilds UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Masters of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, and all of that. We offer hospitality and culinary arts available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and the qualifications needed for a very successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Perbia House, Accra, or you can also apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. Ken Rack says, good morning, TV3. Please, Cookie, if God will always give us a president like JDMDM, they can extend to 10 years safe. But president like my uncle, for his governance, it should even be 2 years. Who's your uncle, by the way? Merry Christmas to all our Christian brothers and sisters. Courage Kotoka says, good morning, my indefatigable New Day crew. I wish you Merry Christmas in advance. Thank you. He says, it's a big no. I do not support extending the presidential term to 5 years because based on my experience under former President Nanado, 4 years felt like 10 years. That came from Courage Kotoka Angloga Lashibi in the Volta region. You've got messages?
Yeah, I have a couple of messages, and this one is from Chairman Godwin Tamaklu, the Group Chief Executive for the RAID Group, wishing you all the best for the day. He says that the son is also celebrating your birthday. Emmanuel Dela Tamaklu, happy birthday to you. Celebrate your birthday to the great guy. Wishing you all the best, and we'll try and put your pictures out there as well. Dela Tamaklu, Emmanuel Dela Tamaklu of the RAID Group, happy birthday to you.
There's a birthday message here to Priscilla Taiko Kwechu. Taiko Kwechu, CEO of Silla and Friends Foundation. Your life is a blessing to many from the team. We pray this new year opens bigger doors and brings abundance grace. Happy birthday to you, Priscilla Taiko Kwechu. Sani is calling us from Wale Wale. Sani, good morning.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
How is the Hamatan feeling like up north? Are you really feeling it?
Oh, we are feeling it. In the night, around 8 o'clock, you cannot even come out. Then in the morning, unless after 9, you can't come out. It's very, harsh. It has started. It has come with, all the weeks. It's not easy at all, but we are managing.
It is well. It is well. Use more of the shea. Use more of the shea butter that's available.
Hello, I can't hear you.
I can hear you, so please continue.
So please, what I'm trying to say is it's too harsh here. It has started. It is in full swing, but we are just managing. We are used to it every year.
Okay.
It counts. So we are now adopted to Amatan.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No problem at all. Just use more of the shea butter. Let's hear you on the 5-year term for governance for president here by the Constitutional Review Committee. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, please, before I do that, I just want to, you see, we lost our youth organizer, NDC youth organizer in Wali Wali about 4 days ago. So, in fact, we are not happy. Everybody is in shock. Yeah. So we pray that Allah has mercy on the soul of Yusuf Oil. That is what we call him. And then we are inviting the rank and file of the NDC to come and then witness with the funerals and all that. Okay. So having said that, I don't agree with the 5 years term. It's too high. It's too much. Okay. So we shouldn't measure performance with duration. If we are going to tie the performance of the president to the duration, in fact, we are going to cause a whole lot of problems for ourselves. So look at this current president. This is just his first year, and we have seen that he has brought tremendous changes in the economy. Look at the exchange rate, for instance. The dollar has come down. It has weakened, and then our city continues to strengthen and strengthen. Look at inflation too. You see, just 6%. It was about 64 or so in the MPP administration. And food prices have come down. So you see, it doesn't have to do with time. It has to do with competence of the management of the economy. So, for example, when you invoke somebody who is ordering chiefs to get up and greet him, okay, like our former president, and you are going to bear with that person for 5 years, my brother and sisters, can we able to cope with that? Right. We cannot do that. Or somebody who will come and then everything is about corruption. Look at the kind of corruptions we are dealing with the previous administration, who and all that. So please, let us go with the 4 years. I believe that the 4 years is okay, and let us all go for that. It doesn't have any problem. Okay. And then finally, I want to greet our MC for Wali Wali. He's doing well, especially the sanitation aspect. In fact, Wali Wali is now very clean. Okay. So we thank him very much. We greet him. And then the former regional minister, Abdullah Abubakar, too, I also greet him.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time also. Mohammed Muntaka says, good morning, Rolly. Extending the presidency to 5 years is a good call. Most governments spend the first 1 or 2 years clearing and reconstructing, 1 year for governance and the other year for campaigns. Arguably, if a government gets 2 terms of 5 years, that's enough to implement a 10-year development plan. Benford G says Ghanaians should think, I beg your pardon, Ghanaians should think carefully, because if Akufo-Addo's administration was very poor and it put Ghanaians into hardship for 8 years. And JDM has come and he's doing a great job. Let's ask ourselves that, is there a probability that we will get another Nebuchadnezzar government again? Which one is the Nebu here? Wow, I'm confused.
All right, let's read more messages coming in. Stephen Peng from WA sends a message, says, good morning, Roland. Good morning, Cookie. Good morning,
Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Uncle.
I hope we don't have a reckless president like the ones we've had in the past, or else we go die. And also the parliamentary term should be 5 years. And that's from Stephen Peng, texting us from WA. And another shout going out to Roland and Cookie. Merry Christmas to you. That's from Simon Yang. And he says, Roland, for me, the service should rather be extended to 6 years for 2 terms. It's obvious that the first year is used for appointments and settling down, and the last years is also used for campaigns. So effectively, the government can only prosecute its policy, its policy in only 4 years. So he wants 2 extra years.
I see, 6 years, 6 years.
6 years.
All right, so 12 years if you have a term running the next one. Okay, so we have a couple. This one is coming from Charles Ejenim. Good morning to you, and says that he does not think that the CRC did a good job at all, and that the areas that are creating the problems, including the appointment of the CDS, IGP, CJ, EC, etc., are supposed to have been widely considered. I think the CJ is supposed to be an independent body to do the appointment of the president, and then also a number of them as well. I have this one from Chum. Chum says, for me, 4 years is okay because in opposition, they are supposed to have the time, plan, and come out with their own so-called wild manifestos before coming to power. And so by the time they come to power, they should know what they are doing. And so for me, it's neither here nor there. That's coming from Chum. And then Bontin Benjamin says, the Constitutional Review Committee's proposal to extend the presidential term to 5 years is in order. It will give the executive more room to operate and achieve its vision and save the Ghanaian from the excuses of underperforming. And says, Merry Christmas in advance to ex-President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Honorable Kennedy Japong. He puts in bracket the next flag bearer of the MPP. Kwesi Mensah is watching us from Albany, New York, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year right here in the studio. And the Chairman, Richard Skokuti, good morning to you, says a shout out to everybody else. I'm just enjoying the show. And then Cephas says that they should not make the removal of the Chief Justice any more stringent to avoid imposing the caliber of Gertrude Tokonu on the people. Cephas. I didn't see this coming. Ima Blue, good morning to you, says on the presidential term revised to 5 years as a proposal, I think it's cool. I'll even go for 6 years. He continues, I will, however, push for a review of the terms for a running mate of the party to be unlimited, but at the discretion of the political party rather than a state law limiting it to 2 terms. And then shout out to the wife, Esther Gifty Oday, who is one of our cherished viewers as well. And so Richard Amankwa-Kwashi also says that he's just also loving this and says good morning to Cookie, especially now as well, and everybody else. Richard Amankwa-Kwashi,
Engineer Samoa is also watching. Good morning to you. He says that the 4 years there, they should come. 5 years there. 4 years is okay.
Roland Jan Kwafo Jr. of Anchor Hill says Parliament needs total independence to be able to sustain its core mandate. If this constitutional review fails, then the political class is not ready to help this country move forward. I'm sure you're talking about how ministers should not be appointed from Parliament as well, and that has been one of the recommendations. Roland Jan Kwafo Jr. from Anchor Hills. And Sheikh Abubakar Napar, good morning to you, says that season greetings to everybody. Yes, 5 years. It's only fine if we have a good president. Sheikh Abubakar, who is a bad president? Okay, we're taking a break. We'll be right back.
I can't think far.
We'll be doing a big issue, so make sure you stick and stay and join us right here. Okay.
And you're welcome back. You're watching TV3 Newday. It's now time for big issues. And yes, the biggest issue in the country today that we're all talking about, debating on air, online, in our homes and everywhere, is that report from the Constitutional Review Committee that has just completed their work. Now, this committee was mandated to take a look at the Constitution and make recommendations, or basically review the Constitution and recommend which changes ought to be made, if any. Now, we've been waiting for their report for a while now. Many suggestions were made prior to the submission of their report. And yesterday, we received the report. It's a bit of a bulky document, but on the show today, we're going to try to go into some of the recommendations that were made. Some of them have already made the news, and discussions are ongoing. A particular one that I see a lot of young people commenting on is a recommendation for the age limit, or the age recommendation for a person who wants to vie for president. The age limit has been reduced from 40 years to 30 years. And we see a lot of young people doing calculations online on what happens between when a person finishes their university, usually pegged around 23, 24 years old, to when they turn 30, and whether or not you can be ripe or ready to lead a country. And if young people actually at the age of 30 will have those leadership skills and capabilities. Those conversations are ongoing. We will have some of them in studio, read some of your messages in studio, and also review some of the other recommendations made. In studio, joining us to have this conversation, of course, our usual suspects on Tuesday. Nanaya Sapong is here looking super fly and super dapper. I don't want to talk about Nanaya Sapong's shoes, but I know he's getting ready for the all-white party on the 28th, and so he's practicing for the party. Hi, Nanayao. How are you doing?
I'm good, yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I like your shirt. You know we have a party on the 28th?
Yes.
The all-white party.
I've been hearing the ad.
Yes, and I see you're getting ready, but our cameras are not okay.
This is not
I like your shoes. I like how you're getting ready for the all-white party.
Yes, and I'll be seated on the same table with Raymond.
Oh.
I avoid to sit on a table with a Cookie.
Oh, you mean Roland?
Yes, Roland.
Okay.
I think
Why don't you want to sit on the same table with Cookie?
Will not be a good influence.
In terms of what?
Partying.
Well, Cookie is
on the pressure paper table also.
On the pressure paper table also.
Cash woman,
cash money Cookie.
People would think that I have,
You have a lot of money. But you have a lot of money. Look at your linen. This is the rich people's linen. Did you have the butterfly embroidered for you?
Yes, I did.
I see. It's very nicely and neatly done.
Of course, it's one of the most beautiful symbols in the world.
Okay.
And of course, when it is a monarch butterfly, you should understand.
A monarch butterfly. Yes, that's a symbol of your movements. But is it the same symbol for the United Party?
Yes, absolutely.
It's the same symbol for the United Party?
The same color, the same symbol, as the same interpretation.
Okay.
Of course, we only changed into a political party, but our principles, our values
still remain
the same.
All right. And congratulations on the African Summit. It was very
yes, and of course, I mean, you did
a
beautiful moderation of the show.
Thank you.
And I really enjoyed you.
Thank
I told
you.
You'd be specially invited.
Yes, you did.
So it was a prophecy.
Yes, you did. Also joining us in studio is Austin Bracco Powers, private legal practitioner. Morning, sir.
Morning.
It's great to have you.
I enjoy your moderation. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Are you feeling Christmassy yet?
The season, I'm not. I think maybe in a week's time.
In a week's time?
Yeah.
It's Christmas Day in 2 days.
No, some of us are more like a New Year.
You prefer the New Year?
You're oriented towards the New Year rather than the Christmas.
Oh, I see. I see. Are you one of the New Year, New Me people?
Exactly.
New Year, New Me.
Exactly.
I see.
So at least a moment to regenerate and focus.
Do you have any resolutions yet?
Oh, it's just to contribute towards the development of this country.
Oh,
in shaping policy and the forward movement.
That's very patriotic of you.
Yes.
That's your plan for the new year?
Exactly.
I see.
That's my nationalistic plan.
Okay.
All right. And Mr. Theophilus is also here with us, Jumega. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Pleasure.
And Merry Christmas in advance.
Same to you. And may I use the opportunity to wish Honorable Kwame Abuja. He's doing a fantastic job.
Okay.
Yes.
It's his birthday today. Okay.
No, I don't know about the birthday, but yes, and
okay.
Yes, no, he's doing a fantastic job. That's why they are posting. Yes,
okay.
Yes, and Honorable Felix Kwachi Fosu, and all those who helped me throughout the year. Merry Christmas to you in advance. Do I have a New Year resolution? Oh no, 31st December and 1st January are like today and tomorrow morning. I mean,
you go for all night?
Nah, but which of the nights? The one in
the
America?
One?
No, the one in America or the one in Japan? By the time we are going for...
Accra, Ghana.
Oh no, you see, we have made it. It has become like a fetishism. That by 31st, everybody is asking you, aren't you going to church? Won't you be church? What if God comes now? But by then, there are countries already in 1st January, where there are some countries they are thinking about who would I be kissing during 31st, who would I be holding hands with.
That's what you prefer to do?
No, I'm asking.
So what do you do? What do you do?
I sleep.
You go to bed?
I told you it's like today and tomorrow. So 31st and 1st January is like today and tomorrow. Nothing. Okay. We name it ourselves. Yes, we name it ourselves. So, yeah, but I enjoy it when people go and come back, make resolutions by the next weekend. The resolutions are all flying through the windows.
But resolutions are good, are they not?
Oh, they are good. They are good. Yes,
you have
a few? Yes, I have few. Yes.
Towards the development of our country or their personal?
Both personal and development of our country. Yes. So I have few. Yes.
I was thinking you'd share the one towards our development.
Yes, the one towards our development is to be the one that I want to digest a lot of policies going into the new year. Yes. For example, the OSP. The OSP gives us updates. I want to start to track the updates. Nobody does that.
Track the updates.
Yes. So if the OSP tells you that we are prosecuting today.
Which now?
You.
Me, Ashoko. Please use another example.
Yes, so Nanayao. Yes. Right. So if the OSP says they are prosecuting Nanayao or investigating, and the investigation has reached 60%, and in half year or 3 months they give us an update, let us bring and track it and bring it. Appraise, yes. We don't do it. He doesn't give us because a lot of us are not interested. He gives us new updates. So that's one of the things we should all turn our attention to. I'll be leading that crusade.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
But in giving you examples, please not mention my name. I don't want the OSP to turn his attention to me. All right. All right. But on what we are turning attention to today on the show would be the recommendations by the Constitutional Review Committee, who have made very interesting recommendations, reforming the presidency, enhancing legislative and electoral effectiveness, strengthening the accountability of the judiciary, and some recommendations on local government and management of our natural resources and so on. We're just going to just quickly take a look at some of the highlights that we have summarized for you, and then we'll come in studio and discuss. You can also join our conversation. You know you can do this online under our Facebook post. I'll be ready and happy to read your messages. So these are some of the recommendations. On the presidency and executive, the recommendations are as follows. Extend presidential term to 5-year, lower minimum age from 40 to 30. Then the president's salary and benefits taxable. An independent body sets emoluments. And then members of parliament cannot be ministers, and cap total number of ministers, including their deputies, at 57. Allow criminal proceedings within 4 years of leaving office for personal acts. These are personal acts, okay? And then cap parliament at 276 members. Dual citizens by birth can contest parliamentary seats without renouncing their citizenship. And this is dual citizens at birth. All right. Then create independent registrar or regulator for parties and campaign financing. And then certain provisions amendable by 75% parliamentary majority. And this is under the legislative and electoral effectiveness.
All right. Now, on accountability and the judiciary, establish independent anti-corruption and ethics commission with prosecutorial powers. Then the Supreme Court capped at 15 justices. The Chief Justice serves a single 10-year term. Then strengthen asset declaration, verification, and allow unsealed records. On local government and development, elect MMDCEs instead of presidential appointments. Then increase district assembly common fund to less than 10% of the national revenue. And then still on local government, make national development plan binding and require 2/3 parliamentary approval. Then on rights, justice, and the environment. 1, abolish the death penalty. Create ecocide offense to fight illegal mining. Then add rights to food in custody, housing, and digital privacy. Public lands and natural resources. On the natural resource management front, public lands and resources vested in the people held in trust by the state. And then we'll need further clarity on that from our lawyer in studio. Public lands or resources vested in the people and held in trust by the state. Then allocate at least 3% of resource revenues to local communities. All right. So that's some of the highlights. That's not all of it. The document is about 127 pages long. But these are some of the highlights that we want to share with you today. However, in our discussion in studio, we might consider some of the suggestions which we have not given you in this summary that we've shown you on the screen now. But yesterday, my colleague Kimini Amano spoke to Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, whose commission brought out these recommendations from their review. Let's take a look at some of the things that he mentioned. He spoke about some of the key issues which we'll discuss today, and then we'll come back in studio to speak to them. Let's take a look.
More than 2 terms for the presidency.
There's no demand for it.
There's no demand for it?
There's no demand.
There have been talks about it.
In fact, in all of our engagements, I think I remember no more than 2 or 3 places or 2 or 3 instances where somebody said, let's remove the term, and everybody was like, in the room, you know. And one, it's not a popular thing. Every survey we've had in Ghana says, no, people don't want it. And even within the parties, you know, it is not only constitutions that protect term limits. I think that one of the strongest protections of term limits in Ghana are the political parties. Because there's a long line. Charlie, they want you to go. So which party do you think will sit there for any one person to stay over 2 terms? They don't want to chop the job too. Even Rawlings, they made him leave, right? The parties are one of the biggest protectors of the 2-term limits. So there is no demand, either from the people or from the party or from the incumbent president. Right? So it was a very easy choice for us. But also, we also realized there's not a demand question. We don't yield to public. Even if there was a demand, we would have said no. Because it has allowed our democracy to grow, because we have term limits. Assuming we didn't have term limits, since 1992, how many presidents do you think we would have had? Let's say there was no term limits provision.
I mean, it's difficult to say more than 1 or 2.
Absolutely. Right? Because when you have the opportunity to stay in forever,
you will.
You will.
Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh, and he is the chairperson of the commission, the committee, which has put forward these recommendations on how I believe we can better the 1992 Constitution, which has served us for well over 30 years. Now, you can send your comments and contributions in as well. We'll read them as we go. But in studio, let me just start with you, Bracco Powers. What's your general assessment of the work that the committee has put out?
Yes. Now, let me say good morning to your viewers and those who may be listening from any other venue. Personally, I am impressed with the work of the Constitutional Review Committee. And I think Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh and the committee members deserve special commendation for the swift and urgent manner with which they undertook this process. I think the 1992 Constitution has served us for well over 3 decades. So periodic review, it's not only necessary, but legitimate in a burgeoning or a constitutional and maturing democracy as we have it. So I think they've done well. The nationwide engagement, the stakeholder consultations, and the various fora they organize to engage to engage Ghanaians are commendable. And I think they've done a good work. And looking at the sweeping recommendations that they've made, I think some of them, personally, I agree with them, because some of them are in line with the wishes and aspirations of Ghanaians. Others, I think, were not motivated by the aspiration of Ghanaians, which I know will come to the specifics in the course of the conversation. But now, generally, I'm impressed with their work.
Generally,
yes, generally, and I think they've done a good job. In fact, they kept us on notice every step on the way, engaging us from social media, and I think it also demonstrates, commitment to participatory constitutionalism. What they did, and I respect him because as a man, as a lawyer, and
a professor,
yes, a literalist, and someone who has written a lot with regards to constitutional matters and political issues, I expected him to have done what he has done. I think it's a good job they have done, and I commend him and the team for such a great work.
Okay. Nanayo, what are your general comments on the work that the committee has put forward?
Yes, and just as my colleague has said, I think that Prof and the team did an excellent job, in my view. I had followed the work they had been doing up until they had presented their recommendations to the president. Fortunately, United Party also did submit a petition to the committee, because if you looked into our Great Transformational Plan as part of good governance, on the pillars of good governance, we had proposed certain amendments and a constitutional review in its totality. We had anticipated some of these things occurring, and we did a very good background work, and so we said, okay, why don't we submit a petition to them for consideration? Okay. And if you look at what they had done and the few that had come out, I mean the summary report, you would understand that indeed the 1992 Constitution haven't served us over 32 years?
Yeah.
33 or so years, 3 decades. Yes, this year will be 33. The constitutional and democratic governance of Ghana has grown. And listen, the time when the 1992 Constitution was being written and was being accepted by Ghanaians to be our guide, there were certain things that we had considered. These things have changed over time. If you look at our democratic dispensation now, if you look at the way we have grown with the rule of law, there is a need for us to review. If we are not able to review and adjust these laws to suit our modern time and democracy and politics of today, then we are heading to doom. And so I think that it was timely. I mean, the constitutional review was timely, and I think that we were fortunate to have gotten individuals who understood not only the law, but understood our culture, understood our orientations, okay, and understood our needs as a nation, comparing us to the
other countries in the region.
You understand? Right. And so I think they have done well. They deserve an applause. Yes.
All right, Theophilos.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with my colleagues here that they've done a great job. A cursory look or just an overview will tell you that it's a bit detailed. My worry, however, has been, are they writing a new constitution? It looked like almost every part of the constitution has been dissected one way or the other.
Almost every part?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost every part has been with some new suggestions, some new recommendations and stuff like that. Yes, Constitution is supposed to be a living document.
Yeah.
It's supposed to grow. It's supposed to meet the aspirations of the people. And it's supposed to meet what the people expect to happen tomorrow, today, and forever. Where I depart with Nana Yao is, when are we going to do another review, another amendment? Are we going to just because things are changing every time? So now we should have a document that will be far-reaching, that will span a long time, maybe another 30 years before we are thinking about reviewing. Yes, the team that was composed, the professors, the other lecturers, the former Chief Justice. Yes, this legal, yes. My worry, however, is those who boycotted in 1992, did they find time now to make their views and representations known so that the things they boycotted then, they don't come in tomorrow and say we were not part. But I think that with the sort of legal brains around the president, we need to hasten slowly in some of these recommendations that are coming back from the review. It looks, again, as I said, it looks like they have rewritten a whole
you really feel that way?
Yes, I feel that way. And if you pick them point by point, as you are saying, you see that it looks like almost every chapter. And that is the purpose of review, actually. But whether they need to be that way, that we tear everything aside to see what is in it.
Well, let's look at the reviews that they put forward.
But on the totality, a good work done to the professor and his team and the Chief Justice Emeritus and Professor Jokoto, Dr. Rene, all of them. I think they did a marvelous job.
All right. Now, let's look at some of the suggestions that were made. And one comment that Professor Prempeh made in that video regarding, I beg your pardon, regarding the term of office, he said that, so here, Clause 1.1, the committee proposes no amendment to Article 66(2), as we find no ambiguity regarding its meaning and no need to extend the two-term limitation on the number of terms a person may be elected to hold office as president. So this is what he spoke about in that video, where he said that there was no point changing the term from 2-term to 3-term. However, what a lot of us are talking about on air and online is this recommendation. The committee recommends an amendment to Article 66(1) to extend the length of a president's term from 4 years to 5 years. And then 1.3, Clause 1.3 says, the committee recommends an amendment to Article 62B to lower the minimum age a person must attain to qualify for election as president from 40 years to 30 years. And that's where I'd like us to start from. I'll start with you, Braco Powers. What do you think about this recommendation?
So I think, first off, the proposal or the recommendation on the reduction of the
minimum age.
The minimum age, I think it's too low.
Why?
Yes, because the thing is that I don't know, but the thing is, constitutional review must be backed by empirical data. What data did they use to make this recommendation?
They've cited examples from elsewhere, more advanced countries like France, for example.
Now, that may be plausible, but is it relevant? We are living in different jurisdictions. We have different cultural backgrounds. The thing is that you should not be interested in picking people's experiences and imposing it on your people, because we have different background altogether.
But they even cite the Westminster Constitution. I mean, they cite a time in Ghana where we had 21-year-olds in Parliament. President Kufuor, for example.
I'm saying that, if anything at all, it should be reduced to 35.
What are your reasons?
The thing is that, you even articulated, considering our educational system, at what age would you even call yourself a graduate of a university? At what age? Looking at the statistics. I think a better appreciation of a minimum age, a reduction of minimum age, should be, or should reflect at maybe 35 years, should be better. Not, I think 40 years to 35 is okay, but not 30. I think it's still on the low side. And it does not, it does not come across as a serious recommendation to me. Because I think, like I told you, every review must be back. You cannot say because of France or some other jurisdictions, because they have similar age. So we should also peg ours at the same time. I don't think it's I'm not really interested in that. And I mean, another interesting thing is a addition of 1 year to the 4-year term, which I find it interesting.
Why?
And I was asking myself, and I think you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that the reason for this recommendation was because it has been said that the 4-year term is insufficient for a government to plan, execute, and consolidate development projects or programs, which I find it's not laudable or sound politically.
Is that so?
Now, here's the thing. So why are we giving them 5 years instead of the 4 years? Don't forget that Ghanaian folklore says, "Agrobesoa if you are." The quality of a game is seen or is evident from its beginning. We've had back-to-back MPP and NDC. What has been the developmental outcomes? Can you tell me today now that NDC or MPP these two political parties, these two dominant political parties, have done superior or have achieved superior developmental outcomes in this country since they took turns to rule this country?
You mean since 1992?
Yes. Can you point to any superior between these two?
But these two are the only two we've had. And so all the development we have as a country has come from these two.
That's what I'm saying, that neither the MPP nor the NDC can say that they have superior, or they have done superior things, or they've achieved superior things since they got the opportunity to rule this country. There's none.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is that the two political parties have not done enough for us to even increase the term limit. They've not done enough. And before you do that, there must be empirical evidence that this person, now, you promote somebody who has done well. Mm-hmm. You don't promote somebody who is underperforming.
So does that, I mean, this point you're making sort of goes to buttress the point of those who are in favor of the 5-year term?
No, I'm not.
To say that a 4-year term is not sufficient for a new government to put together their government, usually which happens during the first year.
Enough.
Get to work, and in the final year, you see that there's a distraction of campaigning for the next electoral year. You understand? And so that additional 1 year will give the government sufficient time, exactly, to put their government in shape and form, execute their plan, and still have sufficient time, which will definitely happen, to campaign. So there's no distraction from the work. So they have a solid 4-year term to actually do the work.
Now, a serious government can form its government and put out its plans and implement its project within 4 years. They don't need an additional year. I'm saying that this proposal does not reflect the aspirations of Ghanaians. It is just political proposition, a proposal from the political parties, which has found expression in the recommendation or the report of the committee. I think the 4-year limit is better. We should stick to that. If they have anything to do, I'm saying that until such a time that we will have a government that will exhibit superior developmental outcomes, we should not discuss this 4-year, increasing the 4-year limit to 5 years. Because I'm saying that these two political parties have not done enough to inject confidence in Ghanaians that they deserve an additional year. If you cannot manage the 4-year term, what is the evidence that you will manage 5 years? What would the additional year do to you? Nah? And the thing is that in constitutional theory, you see, in constitutional theory, a time in office is not a substitute for capacity, vision, and discipline.
Say that again. A term in office.
A time in office is not a substitute for capacity, vision, and discipline. If you are not disciplined from the beginning, you can't be disciplined in the end. What will an additional year do to these political parties? I am saying that this recommendation is more of political motivation than the aspiration of Ghanaians. And I think I think Ghanaians have an opportunity. I'm happy because this Article 66(1) is part of the entrenched clauses in the Constitution. And per Article 290, it will require both Parliament and a national referendum to sanction same. I think Ghanaians have a perfect opportunity. So look at the projects we have. In fact, now we have structural deficits in this country. Urban planning, sanitation. Accra, the capital of this country. We've been hearing we'll make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. What has become of that vision? So we have structural deficit. Whether back to back, we've had MPP, NDC. We still have structural deficits: sanitation, urban planning, education, healthcare. What are the quantifiable evidence justifying an additional year? I am saying that Ghanaians, I'm happy that Ghanaians will have the final say at the referendum. If this question is put to them, they should reject this proposal.
For the 5-year term?
Yes, let's stick to the 4 years until such a time that we have a government that is convincing. Because you see, now I'm saying that almost all the presidents we've had, with the exception of the late Professor Mills, have had an opportunity to serve for 2 terms. President John Mahama is in his 2nd term. He has yet to complete his 2nd term. But just cast your mind back. Just look at that. Just don't go far. Just around this area, and ask yourself: most of the projects you see, either they were projects birthed or implemented by Nkrumah, which we are even benefiting. Look at even the power generation. We are still benefiting from Akosomo. Are we not ashamed of ourselves? Are we not benefiting from Akosomo? Now, if Akosomo is shut down, just imagine what will happen to our energy sector. Okay. I'm saying that these 2 political parties have underperformed.
And so they don't deserve extra years in
an
office.
Extra year. If they are not serious, they can't be serious with an extra year.
Okay.
So Ghanaians must reject this. If a question of this nature is put to you at a referendum, reject it. Let us stick to the 4 years until such a time when we have a committed and disciplined political party to rule us.
All right, Theophilus.
Now I depart from my colleague slightly, or even greatly, about the developmental agenda of the 2 political parties. I speak for NDC, and we have seen examples. It is along that line that I will say that the 4 years is enough. When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had 4 years prior, he's achieved a lot in terms of development. You see, when you are talking of BEF, you should be thinking about DEF too. Someone today will be saying, with what the president and the current government is doing, it's a good idea to give them an additional 1 year. But now, can you imagine if we had given the MPP, the one that just exited, Nana Akufo-Addo's government, additional 1 year, and we are still in that today? Hell me. That would have been disastrous. So those who are thinking that we are now in a very serene and nice atmosphere, so there's the possibility we should be thinking about an extra 1 year. They should just cast their minds back to just yesteryears. A year ago, what we were going through, 2 years ago, otherwise we wouldn't have known some of the things we are knowing today. So for me, the 4 years, I think, it's enough. Imagine, 10 years under Akufo-Addo. Hell no. Nanaya will support me on that anyway. So, no. I mean, we can't contemplate that.
I don't know why you're saying that. But you have said you speak for the NDC.
Yes. Yes, then I will come to the other
So you
part.
don't support the additional
No, I don't.
Okay.
Again, as I said, people today are saying with what we are seeing under the current government, there's the possibility to look nice to think about additional 1 year.
Which people said that?
Oh, the same platforms you have been reading that you are telling us when you go on the social media, the same platforms I go to. Now, they also talk about the fact that the 3rd term or 3 terms they're talking about.
Yeah.
You see, that clause does not lend itself to any ambiguity. I don't think it lies in their mouth to say that it doesn't lend itself to ambiguity. There is a place we will all go and check if there's an ambiguity or not out of it. So that aspect, I think the idea about the 3rd term are those who are somewhere. I saw A+ the other day talking about the fact that whether you have done 1 term, had a break, and are coming like the way His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing, does it mean you could do because another term, another 2 terms, because it's happening in countries like Brazil, Argentina, etc.
The question is whether it should be consecutive.
I think that is the idea. If they had dealt with that, because even our great senior brother, Uncle Sam's president, Donald Trump, is also contemplating to ask the Supreme Court to check whether they should be consistent, or once there's a break, you can now do two terms. So that's, I disagree with them on that. Yes, then I've also noticed that they were asking that ministers should be capped at, if you do the mathematics, about 57.
Yes.
Yes. Isn't it beautiful that literally they have picked from the book of what the current NDC government is implementing, the 60 ministers. And they're saying that if you can use 60 ministers, and I am tempted to believe that perhaps they are thinking that, okay, for the past 2, 3, 4 months, we've not had defense minister, we've not had some other ministers, and we have been moving well. So perhaps we could cap it at 57. So I think whoever brought that idea that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said that we'll have 60 ministers, a lean government, I think that's what the Constitution is trying to tell us. On the idea about age, you see, the Constitution represents the aspiration, the views, and the history of the people. Now, we live in a country where age is so much respected. We can't do away with that to say that we are today in a different era where people don't respect age. We live in a country where age is so much respected. So let's look at the history behind why they decide that it should be about 45. Yes, again in the sub-region, about 40, yes. In the sub-region, we had situations. Valentine Strasser, when he became president, was less than 30 years. The head of state of Sierra Leone was less than 30 years. We saw what came out of it. Of course, we've had situations where our own head of state was just in his 30s, etc.
Yeah.
So let us look at the history, what history has guided the framers previously to say, let's use 45. Then today, 40, then today bringing it to 30. And in any case, there's an argument that someone is 18 and is allowed to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is 21, is allowed to be in parliament. When the person gets into parliament and make all the decisions, and you are saying the person is not old enough to become a president, but there are other things that come along with being the leader of the country than being a representation of the people in your constituency. They are two different things. So that is another part we need to look at. I also saw you the idea about ministers being decoupled from...
yes, but we want to focus on the presidency for now, on the first recommendation. Then we'll come to
those are my views. So I think that lowering it to 30 outside with my colleague here is too low.
But you mentioned we've had to when Rollins became head of state, he was 32.
Yes,
yes, 32 years old.
I mentioned that, and as there are some decisions that Rollins would have taken in the military regime, if he had the same years as he was older, he wouldn't have taken those same decisions.
Like what?
Nah, don't put words in my mouth. You said we shouldn't use you as an example, don't you?
Anyway, we'll come back. We'll come back to some of your messages which are coming in on this point. After Nanayao has spoken, Nanayao.
Yes. No,
presidential term and age.
Too low. Thank you. I think that the lawyers have spoken, and we, the roadside people, would also try to look at the black and white of the paper. And so we would say it as it is. But now, to start with, I would want to state emphatically that the great transformational plan in the aspect of the executive, on the aspect of the executives during the elections 2024, had stated clearly that there was the need for us to extend the time
presidential term
in office from 4 to 5. And we wouldn't have been we may not be the first group to have made that recommendation or made that proposal. I think that in 2009 January, President Kufuor made that statement, and I think he reiterated it in 2012. And the reasons he gave were the same reasons we also gave, almost the same reasons we gave when we were putting together the Great Transformational Plan. Now, typically, let us do a practical digestion of the issue. First year in office is the year the person uses in putting together a team. Typically.
But
not to cut you, but wouldn't you agree that most presidential candidates would, by the time they are campaigning, know already
They don't.
who they want to appoint into what position?
They might have a few in mind. They don't.
They don't plan ahead.
Not that they don't plan ahead. The plan would be there. You see, having a plan and executing the plan are two different things, because there is that element of mind change, and there is that element of that there are surprise elements that comes in when you take office.
That's the whole essence of planning.
See, that is English.
No, that's engineering.
Yes, you see, engineering, you are dealing with numbers.
No, project management.
No, hold on, project management, I understand. Engineering. But I want us to have a practical alignment of whatever. Even in architectural drawings, as you say, when you go and you do everything you have planned, you take your paper, you go to site. There are times that you get there and you say the door should be here, and you come back and sit.
And we need a year to do that.
And no, we not necessarily do not need a year to do that. But I mean, that is one point. That is the time, the same year, the person, though has plans, that is the time the person will be translating the plans or the policies into projects and programs. You understand me? I'll give you a typical example. Free SHS. We rushed free SHS from a policy, whatever, thinking, into implementation, and then you saw the problems we had in the first to second year, because we never had the time to actually look at it. And trust you me, these gentlemen would need time to be able to put their team together and to be able to translate whatever vision and policies they have into programs. Now, having said that, the last year of the time in office, from January to December, becomes a campaign season. Because the person would want to, whether exiting completely or seeking re-election, the person would want to help to maintain the party in office or in power or in government. And so the entire year becomes an election season. Both MPs, government appointees, ministers, the president himself, begins tours in January. And this is practical. And so within the 4 years, the proper governance is the middle 2 years. And in reality, the president has 2 years to govern or to lead this nation.
From the analysis you've made, perhaps 6 years would be more adequate?
No. So we had recommended 5 years. 5 years because, you see, the average time to even implement any good governance project or policy is between 3 to 4 years. And you give an example of Akosombo. Akosombo took 4 years to be built. And so for any president to bring, or any individual to be president and to bring into fulfillment, all right, a proper, impactful project or program, the person would need a straight up 4 years. And with the kind of democratic or electoral process that we have in our system, no president can tell me that they govern this nation properly for 4 years. The first 1 year, let's say the person is new. He's never been president before. The person would need 1 year to learn. The public office or civil service or whatever government process is very much different from the private sector. You would need time to actually understand the system.
Have we ever had a president from private sector?
Oh, almost all of them are from private sector. Let's be real.
When you say private sector,
being a president is different from being an MP.
Yeah, but
well, you may understand.
Sector.
You may understand the legislative aspect of government, but being the lead of the executive, is very much different. And now you see, when you want to be president, and I haven't said that. Let me move to the age, because we are establishing that. Listen, the 5 year is going to help. All right. Now with the age, I agree. 35 years at least on the average would be better.
Okay.
Looking at our educational structure. Now, it is true that the Constitution does not put out your educational qualification or requirement to be president. I mean, it doesn't. But let us be real. You would finish GHS, you will finish SHS, you will finish your first degree. Let's say if you are as smart as my boss, who finished SHS at 9 years. Or Chachi.
9 years?
Yes.
9?
I mean, so we at 9 years. No, he went to SHS at 9 years. And if you are like me, who entered at... you understand? The time average now, I think some people finish the university at 21. Recently, I read about somebody who finished at 19 or so.
Yes, 19.
Okay. It is not just about your educational qualification. To be president, you need certain characteristics. Being president, the decision-making skill is very important.
Leadership.
Leadership. The test of your integrity and honesty is very key. Aside that, you need to be able to have a clear vision and even communicate your vision for people to understand and translate into reality. You get it? And so these are some of the characteristics that you do not just grow into them. It forms part of your maturity. Not just the age, but how much you have matured into a person.
Okay.
Yes, of course. If they reduce the age to 30, I'll be happy because I'll be 30. You understand me? Forget my gray hair. So if they reduce it to 30, we would all be excited.
Okay.
But would the person be matured enough?
That's the question.
To be able to take not just decisions for Ghana, but to even have an international network and that
the understanding of the international relations.
The understanding of the international diplomacy that we have. And these are some of the things that we need. From the age, at least 35 is enough. And now you see, let us not play that the committee did not do an extensive work in terms of the age, or they are bringing or comparing us to other jurisdictions and trying to impose it on us. No. As we're saying, the Constitution, the laws are a living organism, all right? The politics we do, the democracy we practice is also a living organism. We cannot live in isolation. And for us, the question we should be asking is that, is the youth or are the youth of this nation ready enough to take up leadership mantle?
What's your answer to that question?
For the examples I see, I think that we are trying enough.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the current appointees, all right? I mean, you look at persons like Eduji Tamaklo, Sami Jemfi, Kwachu Fosu. I mean, even in the MPP, there are some. In the United Party, we have numerous of experts who are also very much matured. I mean, if you look at our national executive positions. And
even
that is
your running mate.
But you are there. You are there.
No, you're 30 what? You're 30 what?
So you see, it's really off guard.
Nana is a young person.
Very young.
I give you maybe 35.
Were you going to land? Can I read some messages?
I just want to land quickly. Have you noticed that they've not put upper limit?
Yeah, just a lower limit.
Just the lower limit.
So I'm coming there.
Okay. So it could be anything. We could have an 90-year-old president.
In as much as we are pushing that the age limit should come down, we should also push for there to be a ceiling.
Definitely.
Yeah. You see, we can't have a president who... I mean, recently I saw a picture of...
What is the age of retirement in Ghana?
60.
Doesn't that apply to the presidency?
No.
Okay.
But the age of retirement, as you say, varies.
Yeah, yes, I mean,
depending on the
judiciary.
But I think now, you know, even University of Ghana conducted a research somewhere in 2012 that the average time it takes for a graduate to find even a gainful employment is 10 years after graduation.
10 years.
So just imagine, if you graduate at 20, then it will take you 10 years to have solid job.
A gainful employment.
Yes.
When was this research conducted?
I think 2012 by one of their research institutions.
Because we are in a time where entrepreneurship is a lot of young people are now
exactly,
into entrepreneurship.
Social media is
exactly.
Many people.
So it might be different now. Let me read some messages coming in. This is from Mark Ewusi Ako. He says that I'm very surprised that the committee could not find any reason for a third term. Meanwhile, Article 290 outlines the steps for constitutional amendment. That's 2/3 majority vote in parliament needed and a national referendum requiring a minimum of 40% voter turnout with 75% votes cast to approve. The committee has rather made me confused. And that's from Mark Ewusi texting us there. Now let's come to the appointment of ministers and deputy ministers from parliament. So clause 1.8 in the recommendations in this document says that the committee recommends an amendment to Article 78(1) to provide that no member of parliament may be appointed as a minister of state or a deputy minister or a regional minister. The committee further recommends as a companion amendment that a member of parliament who resigns from parliament shall not be eligible for appointment as a minister of state or as a deputy minister of state or as a regional minister. The ineligibility for appointment shall, however, be limited to the term of parliament which he or she was elected only. Not selected, but elected only. Backup powers. What do you make of this recommendation?
No, I think it's a solid recommendation and it's very sound because first of all, it is in tandem with the ethics of separation of powers. You know, one thing that has affected our democracy is the provision that you have to take majority of your ministers from parliament. And because of that, even currently, I can tell you that this government is struggling at a point because most of the ministers who are members of parliament are virtually, usually they're absent in parliament. Because
of ministerial
exactly,
work.
because of other duties, they have to travel and other things. I think this is a good recommendation, which Ghanaians must rally behind. Because like you were articulated, it furthers our burgeoning democracy, separation of powers. We need, like I said,
checks and balances.
Yes, the checks and balances. Because Parliament has almost always become a rubber stamp. Was it 2 days or 3 days ago, the number of bills that were passed within a split second. In fact, I was monitoring, I was surprised. I said, is that how they pass bills? Those who are in favor say aye. Then those who are against say nay. Then they say the speaker will say those who said aye have it. I said, hey, is it how we pass bills? Scrutiny. How do we scrutinize this bill?
But they've been on the floor for some of them for years.
Exactly. And the thing is that now you see, forget about the committee work on some of the bills. The committee is not made up of all the parliamentarians.
Yeah.
So they may not be all that clairvoyant to have seen all the four corners of the bill. That is why there's plenary. And there's an opportunity for plenary members in parliament to also scrutinize the bill. But with the kind of supermajority that this government has, and the way they are bulldozing their way about, I think for me, it scares me.
They are bulldozing their way about?
No, because they have the majority. If the speaker decides, depending on what he hears, if he tells you that I have it, what would you say? You can only oppose. When you oppose, it is subject to his ruling or determination. So I'm saying that this recommendation is fine for our democracy. We need to make sure that no minister is appointed from parliament. No minister is appointed from parliament. But you see, I think beyond the recommendation, I'm thinking that they should have been mindful of the rationale behind this, in fact, this provision itself. Okay. Because, you know, when you read the report of the Committee of Experts that drafted the 1992 Constitution, in fact, they claimed that the reason why they have recommended that a majority of the ministers should come from parliament is because of our past. Hilal Liman, you remember? Hilal Liman, who struggled because he didn't control parliament. And in fact, he had his own budget rejected, thereby grinding his government. So I think we should also be looking at some of these things. So as much as I agree that we should insulate parliament from executive interference, I also feel sometimes let's be mindful so as not to repeat history. But I mean, overwhelmingly, I agree. I think it is good so that
even the part which says that even if you resign from Parliament, so even upon resignation from Parliament, you shall still not be eligible to be appointed as a Minister of State or a Deputy Minister.
No, I disagree with that. Because the thing is that the essence of not appointing ministers from Parliament is because you are there and you must focus on your work, which is to legislate for the federals of this country. But if you resign, I don't think that should be a bar, or the bar should still be on you so as not to be eligible for appointment as a minister. But the thing is that now, like you were, and we have said, it is for separation of powers, to make sure that institution-wise, there's separation. Function-wise, there's separation. And personnel-wise, there's separation. If these three factors, if we're able to have distinct identities for these three factors with regard to the three organs of government, I think we'll be able to have a strong country.
Government.
Yes.
All right. Without calling for conjecture, do you see the rationale behind the second part of this clause, which says that even upon resignation from Parliament, you are still not eligible to be appointed as Minister of State or Deputy?
Yeah, I don't think... before I answer you, let me correct something here.
Okay.
Yes, quickly, because one of the essence of your program is to educate.
Yeah.
I think my brother here made some issues, some statements which were not correct. Let me correct quickly. On the basis of the fact that the majority is not bulldozing. You see, before a bill is passed, now you know, it goes through 3 different readings. The first is done, then it's sent to the committee works on it, they bring it back, the second reading where corrections, insertions are made, they go and they do the third one, do further refining before the bill is passed. So by the time the question is put, it has gone through all these steps. So it is not like you wake up one morning, the bill is ready, those who say A should go one side, the majority, then they bulldoze their way. No, I think let's get it. Before any bill is passed, it goes through these stages. The 1, 2, 3 before it is passed. Let's get that clear. Now, the whole idea about not being a member of Parliament and being a minister, now to bring chaos. There is no strict separation of powers anywhere in the world. Strict separation? No. The U.S. Supreme Court summed it up recently to say that they are interdependent on each other. There is no separateness directly as we have. This, I believe, was picked from the 1981 Constitution. And again, in the end of what my brother said, he said that it might likely lead to chaos because wherein lies the situation, reason some gave for Liman's government being overthrown was the chaos that he tried to describe.
No control.
No control over Parliament. We elect someone to be our MP. You tell the person, I'm going to give you a minister. So resign to be a member of Parliament. It is not that he's going to have a secure tenure of office as a minister, because the president tomorrow morning can say, I'm okay with what you have done, step aside. What happens to the representation we gave you? Now, by the time you are asked to step aside, maybe as a result of reshuffling, being sacked, etc., would have elected somebody else.
No, they're saying that even if you resign as member of Parliament, you're still not eligible to be appointed as minister.
No, what I mean is before you are being. No, I'm giving the example of 1981.
Okay, all right.
That you when you are appointed, then you resign as a member of Parliament.
Okay.
Yes, that is it. But this time they are saying that if you are going to Parliament, again, that's the same thing I'm saying. We are selecting you, electing you to be our representation, and the president sees you to be a good material to be a minister, and you resign and then go and pick the minister. Then you are yes, that is why they bring that you can't, because you are depriving us of the good material we have seen in you to send you there. That is the rationale. Yes, as our representative. Okay. So don't go. So from there, you can notice a chick, whether it's a female or male from the day one. So if the president or whoever, the president or whoever has the intention of appointing you as a minister in future, identify the person and groom the person. But this whole idea, you see, if it is not broken, don't fix it. Where is our problem? Is it because ministers are not in Parliament? Perhaps the idea that they have put a cap to say that at least 50% of your ministers must come from Parliament. That is what we should engineer a bit and see if we work with that. But this whole idea of be an MP and don't be a minister, I think that will not help us in the long run. It will bring chaos.
Okay. All right.
Quickly. Did you monitor the parliamentary proceeding on when they were changing the names of some of the universities?
The universities, no.
Did you monitor it? I monitored it. That's why I made the comment.
Okay.
That the way the majority bulldozed their way through, because there were instances where the minority raised objections, but the way the speaker moderated, I was scared. So it isn't because I'm not minded about the procedure for making laws. No, but I'm saying that with the kind of majority and what I witnessed during the name change of those universities, I was scared.
Okay. Let's talk about local government now. So local government, MMCD. I know in the beginning.
I want to have a bite on the
ministers.
The ministers.
Okay. Yes. Please go ahead.
But I pose a question first: is the separation of powers that is stated in our constitution a myth or a reality?
It depends.
The question is whether it's a strict separation of powers or partial separation of powers.
If we indeed want to push for a proper separation of powers,
as strictly so called,
then there is a need for us to take into consideration the A aspect of the recommendation by the committee, so that we have our executive as executives, and then we would have our legislature separate. Now, I hope you understand me. We cannot have a judge as an MP. So I do not see why we should have a minister as an MP. I just do not agree with the aspect of when you resign, you cannot still be appointed.
Okay.
You understand me? So that we would have that strict accountability.
Okay.
For lack of a better expression, without inducement.
Nana, not to interrupt you. I got a message from someone who says that the rationale behind if you resign, you can't be a minister, is to deter people from doing it so that the cost of by-election
would reduce.
Right.
Yes. I totally agree, because that is the rationale.
Okay.
Because if the person gets into parliament and the president considers the person
they'll go and resign.
They'll go and resign. Just like what the speakers have been doing. Because when there was this speaker from the Volta region, I've forgotten his name.
Dua Jahu.
You know, when he was appointed or elected as speaker, there was by-election.
The by-election gave birth to the current first deputy speaker.
Yes, you understand
because he's been promoted.
Because he's been promoted. So you see, there is a need for us to also consider the cost effect. But now it is important that we agree with the committee's recommendation, this first aspect of it, that because if you look at what is happening, even when they have presented budgets or they are facing committees on issues of accountability, because they are all in parliament,
of course,
there is that element of bias, which cannot be overruled.
Okay.
But when these are very much separate positions and portfolios that have strict, then we cannot say that there are elements of influence within this whole structure. Let's
All right.
be clear.
I wanted us to go into local government and the recommendation that MMDCs should be elected rather than appointed. But we have just about 1 minute to wrap up this conversation, and there's so much more we ought to have spoken about, like the removal,
the time for those who were here.
So we should ask for an extension.
Yes, ask for an extension.
We'll humbly ask for an extension while we wait for their reply to come. But let's have a quick bite on local government. Should we be appointing? I mean, currently the position is that they are appointed rather than elected.
Don't forget that the previous government had wanted. In fact, they were mooting an idea of having the MMDCs elected.
Yes.
But later, when the reality dawned on them, they beat a U-turn. I think, for me, personally, we need to elect the MMDCs. But that does not mean that they will be insulated from political interference.
Okay.
Because in other jurisdictions where those local authorities or local leaders are elected, the political parties still funnel, they still fuel those let me say, candidates. So as much as we want to take this partisanship or take this political underdealings or hand from most of our MMDCs, they will still be there.
So if they are elected, and it's possible to have, for example, a United Party president.
Are they elected?
And then, no, they are currently appointed.
No, sorry, are they appointed?
Yes.
I rather thought they were nominated and approved.
Oh,
it's the same thing.
So they are not elected. It's not it's not an electoral process where people go to the polls.
No, that one generally I agree.
But when you reject them, they will bring them.
So the question is, we can have a United Party president and then have a CPP,
maybe MDC,
MCE or DCE or whatever. Yeah. How does that affect local government? I mean, well, I'm told that's all our time.
That is the essence of an all-inclusive government, which we were promoting. You understand me? We should get to that level where I can be UP president. I can have my brother here as the Minister for Justice, of course, and then I can have my brother
engineer, so maybe
lands and natural resources. He has mining background.
Throughout all your submissions today, you have spoken about the practicality of things.
Yes.
How is that? Is that practical?
It's very much practical.
Your understanding of the way we do our politics here.
It is very much practical. There are some areas that the MMDCs, though they are from the ruling government, if not for certain influences, they cannot be MMDCs.
All right.
There are some areas that the traditional authorities and the people are not in sync with the MMDC.
Now you know my best will be in the Fourth Republic.
That's our time.
The time when we had
137.
Exactly.
137.
When we have a divided house.
Yes.
I love to see more of that.
But we'll be joking if we say we want to take the politics out of election of MMDC.
No.
We should rather make it that whoever is elected, people are scared that if we have an NDC government and the MC is MPP, to affect development. But there should be a situation where whoever you are, the money
if you had gone to contest your MMDC in your area, you would have won.
Yeah.
And there are some areas that if they had allowed other persons to contest, they would have won against the current. So let us give because local governance
and the best will come
local
out.
Governance is for the people.
Yes.
And that is where we would have a proper involvement of even our traditional authorities.
They play a major role.
They play a major role.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Theophilos Bracco-Powers, Nanaya Sarpong, that's all our time. And thank you also for sending in your messages. The recommendations by the committee are many, and we cannot exhaust the entire document in one conversation or in 1 hour. But as we go, we will, as the weeks go by, we will continue to bring you discussions on the many other aspects. And according to Theophilos, it's the entire constitution which has been touched. So he feels that the constitution has been rewritten. I don't know if I agree with him, man. I don't think
I disagree. You see,
but the conversation has ended.
In our petition,
the conversation has ended.
Put out a 7-pointer areas that we wanted to review. And including the independent constitutional bodies, their remuneration and even their tenure of office, and that is very important.
And I think most of chapter 5 has also been left.
After 30 years, you need to go to a review.
They've not done any
the human rights.
Yes.
Yeah, most of it.
We are even
is the death penalty in chapter 5?
No.
It's not in chapter 5 because that has been affected.
We should have even looked at the establishment
of state policy,
the abolishment of the Council of State, and the establishment of the anti-corruption czar with the prosecutional powers.
I remember reading that
from the Great Transformational Plan.
Yes, it is.
I think this recommendation is for the investigation of corruption and corruption-related activities to be taken from the Attorney General.
So that the body that will be established will be given that prosecutional powers without recourse to the office of the Attorney General.
You agree with that?
Because even with what is happening.
Where does that put the office of the Special Prosecutor?
Then that will also go underneath.
It doesn't mean the office will be dissolved. or maybe they will collapse the office. But perhaps they could even subsume that office with
another
Yoko and another organization
together.
So that now we have an independent prosecutorial authority.
And anti-corruption with that power to prosecute without going for.
No, you don't need permission.
Yeah,
from the
that's what I'm saying. Without going for permission from the Attorney General, you have that power to prosecute. And I was even saying that even the Office of the Auditor General should have that power to prosecute. Not only set charges,
yes, they have only
but
set
to have
charges.
the power to
This we are
prosecute.
saying, the biggest thing is not just resetting Ghana, resetting our minds as individuals and people of this country.
If persuasion fails, force must be applied.
But if we have the architecture,
if reset your mind, if you don't want to reset. If you have the structure, the architecture,
we have architecture for a long time.
No.
But
the
prosecutorial
it's still embedded in the Attorney General is still seized with the powers.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why you see again, as I'm saying, there are human beings that will be moved from wherever it is.
So we need after the brain.
Please, Ghanaians want to give you a message to give to the Attorney General.
Okay.
The press conferences are becoming too much.
Accountability series.
It is becoming. Please
if
hold on.
Attorney General had not spoken to us,
it is not about speaking. He has been speaking for far too long.
Series.
He should go ahead and put people before court, and if they have to be jailed, they have to be jailed. We don't want another accountability series for him to come and tell us what the people have done and what he intends to do.
I mean, I've said that now
he should put
press
them.
conferences,
Even if we get one
day.
What?
Yeah, he will come
even
back
if
to
we
bite
get one.
Why?
Ghanaians will be happy.
But the Attorney General has already started.
We know. But every day you come and tell us that you have done this. The people have. Who doesn't know that? Who doesn't know in Ghana that indeed there was an non-existing company as a firm that was sent to Exim Bank?
In fact, until yesterday, I never knew.
We all knew.
How
because
did you
this
know?
statement was even made here, clearly.
Oh, okay.
You understand? We know the stories behind it.
It's been in the media for long.
It's been in the media for long.
It's been in the media for long now.
Yes, but it's one thing
Even
to hear
there was a
comments
pastor-
in the
there was a
media,
pastor who was
and another thing to hear the Attorney General himself say, based
He should go and tell
evidence
that
which he
story.
has
He should go and
received.
tell that story in court. We want to see action. He has spoken.
He has
for
told
how
you
many
that
months
he
now?
has told you that there are actions. He's about to take these actions. This had been done. This
I
had
thought
been
we'll
done.
be happy to see
your
that.
football coach and
I thought
Kamo
we'll be
Yimidi.
happy to see accountability series.
We
We see
see
our government officials telling us what they are doing.
What is being done?
I don't want to term it as a media trial. But I am saying
he did not determine the matter. He just put the matter before
But what we are
us.
saying
This
is
type
that
of thing is done
it is
everywhere.
time.
All right.
My brother. I agree
Gentlemen,
with you.
thank you so
But
much.
for how many months?
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Now, if you're looking for a university that will prepare your child for the future, then Academic City University is the best choice for you. At Academic City University, we don't just teach and nurture creators and innovators and leaders. We shape them. We give you leaders who will shape tomorrow's world. We offer undergraduate programs in engineering, computational sciences, business and communication arts, and our BSc in artificial intelligence and robotics engineering are one of the very first and only one of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. With world-class facilities and industry experienced faculty, our students don't just learn the latest technology, they create it. And for working professionals and young graduates who are looking to go back to school, well, we have you covered with our MSc programs in cybersecurity and data science analytics, as well as our professional certificate programs. They're all available to you, really. So come to Academic City University now. Our programs are practical, they're relevant, they're future-focused, and you can give us a call today. Call us on 026-269-3870 or visit our website, act.edu.gh for more information. Admissions are now open. Academic City University, make your mark. You're still watching TV3 Newday. If you haven't cashed out, tomorrow we have 30,000 CDs for you. Cash Money Cookies here. She's got 30K. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. If you haven't bought your akokon kitten and your goat, I'm told we don't like hampers anymore. We want goat. Live goats. And sent me meat.
Oh, it was
and yeah, it wasn't me. I haven't received any meat. I haven't even received a popcorn or suya. So it's not me. So please cash out today. Today we've got 10,000 CDs. We're giving out 1,000 to 10 of you. Tomorrow we've got 30,000 CDs. And Cookie says if we are nice to her, should increase it to 50,000 CDs. So please cash out today and let's gauge your temperature for winning. And we might increase tomorrow's winning. So *439#, and then you select option 2 for TV3 and you win big
on the show. Also, the all-white party tickets are fast selling. If you haven't bought your tickets now, please follow Nanaya Sapon's lead and start practicing for the all-white party. Wear your whites, and you know the way he has starched his linen with starch. Original, the starch that you boil in a pot. This one is not spray starch. It's the one you boil, and then when you hang on a dry line, you don't need pegs to hold it because it would dry and hold. It would dry and hold the dry line. Nanaya Sapon, one table, 20,000 cities.
Yes. Roland said we got some sponsors, so we'll be on the same table.
So you're buying 20,000
No,
cities?
Roland said we had a sponsor.
To sponsor you?
Myself and Roland and a few others.
Oh, but Nanaya Sapon, you should be sponsoring people. You can't wear linen, white linen, rich people's outfits and talk about a sponsor.
That is the first step to corruption.
What?
The first step to corruption.
The linen.
The 20,000.
He's dressed like
have you seen his shoes?
Yes.
He's dressed like Oforiata.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
This is not white. This is cream. Just in case you don't know colors.
This whole time you haven't disagreed with the color of your shirt until Oforiata was mentioned. But this whole time we've been saying you're wearing white. You have accepted
You want to even beat me at once.
Calm down.
You accept the Oforiata like that. Please, I beg.
I see.
At all.
Oh. You have a term for that. You don't have to be associated.
I see. Well, anyway, so the all-white party is happening on the 28th.
Doesn't want any collateral damage.
Please wear your white shirts and come and enjoy. We've got platinum seats. 10 seats, 20,000 cities per. You and 9 of your friends or your homies come and have a good time. Diamond 8 seats, 15,000 per. And then we've got 6 seats for 10,000. That's the seat for the boys and the girls. Yeah, that's where the fun is. So please come and buy your 10K seats. And then the big boys, the ballers like Nanaya will buy the 20,000 cities table and enjoy Platinum. Stone Boy Platinum. Yeah. We've got Braco Powers, please. Which one are you buying?
Oh, Nana and I will pick 20.
20,000.
Yeah.
I like that.
We'll go for 20.
I like that. But you can't be all men on the table.
That's why we said you will be part. But I avoid being on the table with.
You don't want Cookie to be there.
No, pressure paper.
Cookie the pressure paper table. You see, cash money cookie. Cash money cookie. You know what she gave me for Christmas? Crisp 200 Ghana City notes bundle.
Wow.
Crisp.
That's
just
fresh.
right from the Bank of Ghana.
The one that, it comes with a distinct smell.
Yeah.
Distinct smell.
From
Crisp.
Bank of Ghana.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Hey, the bundle making up to 200.
No.
10 bill, 100 bill.
No, so she put it together and she pulled it from the bundle and gave me some. So now I have to go and count it.
Your friend Odisika Tom Prada.
I beg your pardon.
Odisika Adiachiso.
Odisika Tom Prada. I see that kind of money.
That one has
you don't
to finish.
It has to finish.
It has to finish. She pulls it from the bundle. Momo. We don't say it, but you know one of the most difficult things that can happen to you as a person. If people think you have money, and so they don't give you.
Yes.
Because I'm looking at Cookie's face right now. She doesn't like the fact that I'm making people think she has money because that stops more money from coming in.
Her in town.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, so you stay tuned. We've got more for you on the show today. We've got sports coming up. We're still talking about Mark Freezy and Worldwide and the tour that Worldwide is going on currently, the set of boxing and the AFCON, which is currently ongoing in Morocco, and more. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mama meme, mama meme.